Hello! Hello! Welcome to the stream, Martians. I don't know why, your chat's not showing up on the actual screen, but hello, I see you. Why is that, actually? That's a good question. That's a very good question. Is it still not showing up? I need to put in a test. Here, let's move over to here for a little bit. Oh geez, it's still loud. Oh god. Ah! Okay, that can go down to here. Hello. Oh, there it is. It's showing up now. There we go. I was gonna say, like, I could see it. Paramount is making a hostile bid for Warner Brothers? Are they in a bidding war with Netflix? Is that what's happening? Probably. Oh, okay, hold on a sec. Hold on a second here. If I do this, do I like that? No, that's too far over. Hold on. I gotta rearrange some stuff on my second monitor where I can actually see your guys' chat. I don't know, by the way. I don't know how many people will show up to this stream live. I don't know how many people will watch after it's live, because I'm streaming at noon my time, and I'm laughing, because for anyone that might be seeing this in the future, I'm laughing because I don't normally do that. Normally, we stream at like 6 p.m., so this is not my usual stream time, so I have no idea who's gonna show up and see this, but we're here anyway. By golly. There we go, that makes it a little bit easier for me to see your chats. And it's okay, because if it's just me and you and Dupree here hanging out and talking. Dupree. That was a movie. There was a movie in 2000 and... I don't know, I can look it up. I want to say 5. You, me, and Dupree. You, me, and Dupree. And I don't know what that movie's about. I don't know what it is. All I know is it rhymed, and it's lived in my brain forever. I've never seen... 2006, I was this close. I almost said 2006. I was like, 6, 5, 6, 5. I was literally debating. It was 2006. I was a younger lad in 2006. And I never saw this movie, but I always wondered what it was about. What was it about? Newlyweds Carl and Molly are anxious to start their lives together. The pair soon become a trio when Carl invites his jobless buddy Randy to crash at their place until he gets back on his feet. Got Matt Dillon, Kate Hudson, and Owen Wilson in it. I need to go watch it. Anyway, Ashton, welcome to the stream. Interesting, an early stream. I know. I dropped the ball yesterday. I had so many stream things I needed to prepare for this week. I needed to prepare for yesterday. If you guys watched, I know there wasn't a lot of people watching live, but sometimes people watch after the live. So for anyone that watched the Red Dead Redemption stream Saturday, I mentioned once, very briefly, that I wasn't feeling too great. Throat was hurting. I'm afraid I'm getting sick. Yesterday I was supposed to stream. I was like, I might do more Red Dead, I might do something else. I was supposed to stream yesterday. I cuddled up under a blanket and just played video games by myself all day and felt like poop. So I didn't do jack squat yesterday. I didn't do jack dilly squat yesterday, other than play a ton of Stellaris, which is kind of a comfort game for me. So one of a few comfort games. I have precious few comfort games. My main 2 go-to comfort games are Stellaris, a grand strategy sci-fi game, a sci-fi grand strategy game, or Coral Island, a cozy farming sim where you really can't do anything wrong. And there's like no in between. It's either like turn your brain off and pet animals, or turn your brain on to maximum overdrive and stare at spreadsheets and numbers all day. Those are my 2 comfort games. And apparently I felt like spreadsheets yesterday because I was running a stellar empire on Stellaris all day yesterday, where I literally became like a member of the galactic community. We met everybody, formed a community. We formed a council. I overthrew the council, became the galactic emperor. Anyway, I played as Lord Palpatine, Emperor Palpatine all day yesterday is what I was doing. Do you know Blumhouse Productions owns both FNAF and Saw movie rights? I didn't know that, but I've recently discovered that they own more than I realized. I actually started playing, not a movie, it's a video game, but I don't know how much I want to say. Because I've been changing. I started to do a series on Fear the Spotlight on the channel. And I haven't finished editing the whole series yet or whatever, but they also produced a video game. They produced Fear the Spotlight by Blumhouse. And I'm like, Blumhouse? I keep hearing the name Blumhouse everywhere, and now recently I've discovered they're in a lot more than I realized. Oh, MagicManMo, you don't know me, but I know you. I want to play a game. You just got over from being sick? Identify, welcome to the stream. See, I've been fighting it for like 3 weeks, basically. Like, I'll have like random days where I wake up kind of feeling like poop. I'm not full-blown sick on any of those days. I'm like at the cusp. I'm not doing the coughing and the sneezing and the wheezing or whatever. I just feel like just drained in general. And it lasts about a day. And I don't know what that's about. I usually, growing up, if I get sick, I've usually been a very healthy person. I don't get sick very often. Usually I get sick about once a year. Sometimes it's pretty bad, but usually it's not very bad at all. But usually about once a year, right around winter time. It's December, so it's like, this is about the time when I kind of get sick or whatever. I'll get a cold, I'll get a flu or something. Usually it doesn't last very long, but usually a few days, a week at most, or whatever. This year, I've felt like I'm getting sick like 3 or 4 times, but then I never get like full-blown sick. Just drained, just no motivation, no energy. Usually my throat kind of hurts, but I do a lot of talking and streaming, so it's like, well, maybe it's just that. Maybe I'm just overusing my throat, and I'm not sick, but I'm just worn out. Maybe I'm just getting old. maybe I'm just dying. But regardless, I'm waiting for it. Any day now, any day, I'm gonna get hit with that actual flu truck, and I'm gonna be like, okay, now we're actually for real sick. But anyway, regardless, I was feeling like poop enough yesterday that I didn't stream, so. Will we have a stream tonight? You will not have a stream tonight. Tonight, there was 0% chance of a stream tonight anyway from the beginning, because Monday nights have become my D&D nights. So I'll be dungeon mastering my D&D game with my buds online, and I'm not a D&D channel. We don't stream that. We don't record that. That's me and friends time. So Monday nights have become my D&D nights. You'll remember that I used to not stream Saturday nights, and I used to stream Monday nights, because you guys will remember Mazniak Monday. You may have noticed in the last 2 months, I've been not streaming on Mondays and sometimes streaming on Saturdays. I still sometimes don't. But actually, we moved our D&D nights from Saturday nights to Monday nights because of our collective work schedules. It worked better for Monday. So Monday nights are reserved for me being a giant D&D nerd and dropping dragons on my party. My party's actually fighting a colossal dragon right now. They're in the Astral Sea, right outside a massive rift into the abyss. And I don't know if my friends are gonna be watching this or not, but there's essentially a corrupted shadow dragon that used to be an ancient copper dragon that was sequestered into the Shadowfell for untold millennia. Literally, no one knows lore-wise. It's this ancient being. But it broke free of the Shadowfell and it's trying to nest in the abyss. And so it's at this like rift trying to get in, but there's these different powers at play. trying to basically prevent that, because it's basically a sort of dimension swallowing dragon. So you've got the agents of Lolth that the rift actually breaks into the abyss. It's going into her realm. So she does not want this dragon there. This dragon's Zatharid. So like Lolth does not want Zatharid breaking into the abyss, but the dragon wants to. And in the Astral Sea, they're floating. Anyway, I'm talking a bunch of nerd stuff. Anyway, there's a bunch of stuff going on, and they're currently actually in a fight with Zatharid. It is a massive boss fight that the party's not actually ready for, but they're giving it their best. They're giving it their all, and it's actually really funny right now because our cleric fighter multi-class player is climbing Zatharid, Shadow the Colossus style, and he's got this rune that makes him super big. The player, not the dragon. The player is like super big, has advantage on athletics checks and all this stuff, or what. He's climbing him, and Zatharid's like, he's not even that. He started off in the fight like not even that mad about it, right? Like, oh, an ant crawling on me or whatever. The difference is Zatharid can't get this ant off. And Zatharid's going absolutely buck freaking wild trying to get this guy off him, and he won't get up. And so Zatharid's like flying up. They're in this town on basically a giant asteroid floating beneath the giant rift to the abyss. So Zatharid's flying up into space with the player still just clutching on to the dragon. The dragon's like, I guess we're just gonna go for a ride then. I'll just keep flying up into space with the player clinging on, and he won't let go. Anyway, that's where we're at right now. There's a lot going on, so I have to prepare for that tonight. So the stream won't be super long. This won't be a super long stream unless I just do a lot of yapping. But that's what I do on Monday nights. Now, you might be wondering, why are we doing this Monday at noon anyway? Why are we streaming anyway? Why stream anything today? Well, one, I didn't stream yesterday, and I want to make up for that a little bit. But also, there's a second reason. All this week, actually, and I needed to post something yesterday, but like I said, I didn't do anything yesterday. All this week, I want to experiment with streaming midday during the week. Now that's gonna sound crazy, it's gonna sound weird. I want to experiment with streaming at like noon-ish throughout the week, and on the weekend I want to stream in the morning, like 9 in the morning, my time. We're in Central Standard Time right now. So what's that in Eastern? Here, I'll put in East. Now, I'll just leave it in Central Standard. CST, Central Standard Time. Whatever your time zone is, just you'll have to translate it yourself. But anyway, so noon, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time during the week, and then 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, Saturday, Sunday. That probably sounds strange to you guys, because you might be thinking, well, Mo, why would you stream at noon weekdays when people have school, people have work, people have obligations? I have been fighting for a long time. I've been streaming in the evenings for a very long time. And I've been fighting for a very long time to make that my streaming time slot. Because I'm kind of a night owl or whatever. And like, that makes sense. People come home from work, from school, whatever. They can sit back, relax, and enjoy a stream in the evening. I've been fighting for that for a long time. But for untold months to years now, YouTube's data... I'm not gonna make this a YouTube conversation. This is just an explanation as to why I'm streaming at noon. YouTube's data tells me the majority of my audience is not watching at 6 p.m. and on. Actually, that's when people are leaving YouTube on average. Most people that watch my channel are done watching my channel by the time it hits 6 p.m. And that's when I start my streams. Don't get me started on when I used to stream at like midnight. No one is live. No one is on YouTube. There's a few of you. There's a few of you dedicated, passionate fans, but it's like, just a few of you compared to what YouTube is telling me is the majority of my audience. And I want to put that to the test. I want to see if YouTube's lying to me, because YouTube lies to me. Everywhere I go, people want to know when I'm streaming. I want to know when I'm streaming. everywhere I go, the general advice is that you want to shoot for streaming, like when people getting off school, work, etc., or whatever. And that sounds like a great idea, but my data suggests otherwise. I do know I have an international audience. I know there's people from all around the world that watch. So maybe it's a time zone situation. I don't want to put it to the test. So this week, I want to do some noon streams and just see who shows up. See how it goes. And if it's crickets and dead silent, I'll just do my thing and yap to myself and play a video game for a few hours. And then we just won't ever do it again. But if it's really busy, like YouTube says it will be, then that's what we'll do. That being said, chat, you have completely died on me. Are you, let me refresh my chat. I don't see any more chat coming in, so there might not be anyone watching this right now. I don't know. It's so funny to say that out loud because it reminds me of back when I started streaming. Yeah, I think there's like no one here right now. It reminds me of when I started streaming the first, like, you know, for the first time or whatever, and no one showed up because no one knew. I was brand new. And so it's like, I would literally start my streams with, no one's probably watching this, but I'm gonna chat to myself for a little bit, and then we're gonna jump into the game, and then I'll jump into the game, and then I'll just play a game, and I'll yap, and I'll talk, and I'll do my thing. Kind of reminds me of being back in those days. It kind of feels like, you know, kind of feels like I've regressed. It feels like I started streaming with no one watching, talking to myself, and being very, you know, vocal about that. And then I started to get kind of an audience, we ramped up, got a cool thing going, and then we've just slowly declined to like, I'm by myself again, aren't I? I'm all alone, nobody to watch me. Don't worry, I'm not upset. It is literally a completely randomly different time slot than anyone is used to, so I wouldn't be surprised if very few people swing by. Turbo, have you got that Fanta in your system? I'll tell you what, Turbo, besides the Fanta in your system, are you ready to do some voting? You want to look at some nominees? I have not. Oh, hey, Derica, you missed a lot of explanation and a lot of discussion and a lot of talking that I'm not gonna repeat. Oh, and Jessica here. Hello, welcome. I just finished my chatting section because I was like, well, no one's here, so I guess I'll move on to the main event. I did a lot of talk. There was so much I covered. And then I looked over and saw that no one was watching. I'm like, I guess I'll move on to the main event. And now you show up. It's not your guys' fault. I was explaining that, quick recap. You'll have to rewind if you want the full details. But quick recap. Basically, I was saying that I'm streaming at noon today because I want to experiment throughout this week, because the data on YouTube, no matter how much I stream in the evening, the data on YouTube says that I should be streaming in the middle of the day. And I need to put that to the test to find out if YouTube is lying. So we're doing that. I'm streaming in the middle of the day basically all this week, and then in the morning this weekend. So if you can't make it to some streams, I'm gonna try not to do, I didn't mention this part, I'm gonna try not to do any of our main series so that people that normally watch in the evening don't miss out on like Danganronpa, Phoenix Wright, that kind of thing, because I've changed the time. So I'm gonna try to put those series to the side for about a week so I can run my experiment. But anyway, I wasn't gonna stream tonight anyway because I got D&D tonight, and I talked about dude, I went through this whole explanation of what we're doing in my D&D campaign right now, and I think no one was listening. Anyway, you'll have to rewind if you want those details. Point is, you didn't get a notification, probably because I put this together kind of last minute. I needed to prepare all of this stuff yesterday, but yesterday I felt a little bit like dog poop, so I didn't do anything yesterday. So that's probably why. There should have been a Discord notification in the YouTube and Twitch notifications thing. There should have been one there. When did the Discord one go? The Discord one went out at 11:53, so 7 minutes about before I went live. So Discord did, if you have the YouTube and Twitch notifications turned on. I don't know. That's my best. That's the best I got. YouTube notifications can be really skittish anyway. Can really be sketch. You never know. Now, main event though. I did all my yapping. I probably have a lot more yapping I need to do. I did. Erica, hi. Apparently, okay. All right, now everybody's coming in. Welcome to the stream. Do I need to? What do you guys? What do you guys think? Do I need to repeat myself again? I spent 15 minutes here talking to myself. It wasn't entirely to myself. It wasn't entirely. We had a few people swing by and I was yapping and I didn't realize they left. I was over here yapping about my streams this week, why I'm doing it in the morning, my D&D campaign tonight. You don't get to shark me, you're late. I did all this yapping and then I was like, well, no one's talking to me. And I went over and it had 0 goose egg viewers. And I'm like, well, then I might as well move on over to the nominees and just start voting. I should probably just move on. And as soon as I went to this screen, as soon as I got here, we had Derica, we had Jessica, we had Turbo, we have Erica, everyone's coming in. As soon as I clicked on that button, as soon as I clicked it, I freaking summoned you with the click of a button. It's so weird. That's so weird. It's so crazy. Welcome, one and all. Welcome, welcome. Cast calm? I don't have to. I was calm all yesterday because I was sick. Kind of. Not really. Kind of? I was getting sick? I don't know. I didn't feel great, so I didn't stream. I don't know what I had. I just didn't feel great. I felt drained. That was my call. Yesterday was my call. I don't think I said a word out loud all day yesterday. How normal is that for you guys? How normal is it for you guys to go like a whole day not saying a word out loud? Not to other people, not to yourself. Because you might be thinking, oh, I don't talk to people, you know, in a day all the time. But then you like talk out loud to yourself or sing a song to yourself or whatever.
I got that
not a word.
in my system.
Fanta in my system. How common is it for you to not a peep? That was me yesterday. You wish you could. See, like that was me yesterday. That was me with all the lights turned off, window closed, blanket over me or whatever. I was literally a gremlin in this chair, like a goblin, just playing my Stellaris game, staring at a screen and like, I'm not gonna interact with the outside world all day. I did pop on Discord a little bit when I was eating dinner and I saw you talking about Harry Potter. There was some Harry Potter talk. I'm like, ooh, I'll put a couple messages in. I put in like 2 messages on Discord yesterday. That's all I did on Discord yesterday. Sounds like the perfect day. It was a great day. I wish I could do that every single day, but I simply cannot. I would probably wither away. I gotta stream. It's so funny because it's like, I stream so many games, and then when I'm not streaming, it's like, well, what do I want to do now that I'm not streaming? I know, I'll play a video game. I don't think I will ever get bored of playing video. You ever, like, listen to, I don't know how many other gaming YouTubers you guys watch, whether it's streams or not streams, it doesn't matter. But sometimes you've got, like, gaming YouTubers that are like, you know, when I'm not streaming or when I'm not making content, I don't game, because I'm sick of gaming. You know, like, I do it for work. Gaming has become work. It couldn't be me, man. The games that I play when I'm alone are different from the games that I play when I'm streaming, typically, but, like, couldn't be me, man. Glazing Donut, hi, welcome to the stream. Now everybody's coming in. Now we've got people. You saw the epic return of the zombie craft. Don't get too excited. I made one video. I saw some comments like, make it a series. There's not anything else to do in the game. It's in 8 years, unless, tell me guys, is it hosted on a different website that has more features? In 8 years, they've added a sheep, a door, like the map's the same, the zombies are the same, the weapons I think are the same, in 8 years. I saw the comments like, you need to play this more. I'm like, I don't think there's anything more to do. There's nothing else to do. I did it all. Play Sandbox. That mode has been updated. Try Sandbox mode or Sandbox map? Anyway, don't get too excited. I don't hold your... One, I don't think there's a lot more to do, for starters. But 2, the other thing is I don't actually make a lot of videos on this channel anymore. Maybe that'll change, maybe it won't, I don't know. Every time I post a video, just full behind the scenes, you know, behind the curtain or whatever. That video, oh, it's gotten up to 48 views, 6 likes. My videos just don't have the punch that they used to. It's trying to climb its way. It's trying to work its way up there. And I don't want to complain about, you know, views and be like, oh, you know, no one watches me. I don't want to complain or whatever. It's just one of those things that if you take the time, like, you know, it's an 18, I'm going to put it into perspective here. For an 18.5-minute video, that was actually about a 30-minute recording. I think it was about 25 minutes. Because I was getting close to half an hour. So it's about half an hour recording, so it took me half an hour to record, but to edit, it took me 3.5 hours. You might think that's insane, and it probably is, but the entire thing took 4 hours to make, basically. To edit, to upload, to put to thumbnail, you know, to get it up there. So it's 4 hours. It's like half of a working day to put out a video that got not even 50 views. This is why we don't do videos very often anymore. It's just not worth my time on app. Every now and again, a banger comes out and does numbers. Every now and again. But if you've been wondering why MagicManMo doesn't make very many videos on the channel anymore, it's because it doesn't make any sense to. Whereas if I'm streaming, again, I can stream for 4 hours and get significantly more like viewership, interactivity, blah, blah, blah. And then I don't have to edit it after. So if you've been wondering why there haven't been a lot of videos, that's why. Just a little bit behind the curtain. It's a time thing. It's about the time, you know? So, you know, if that video starts skyrocketing and gets like a couple hundred views, then I'll become the ZombieCraft.io player or whatever. But like, Mo summoned us with his magic wand. I really did. Oh yeah, I see it. I look at the I see, you guys might not know this, you might not realize, I see every single comment on every single video. It doesn't matter how old the video is. I don't care if you comment on a video I posted right now. I don't care if you commented on a video that I posted 10 years ago. Every single comment I see. I don't always respond. I see every single one. 10 years, wow. Well, I've been doing this for 13 and a half. Now, you might not realize that because if you're newer to the channel, if you've been on the channel for like only the last year or two or whatever, all my 2012 videos, all my 2013 videos, I think everything from 2012 to 2014 or 15 is like private now. Just because it's old, it's really old content, it's bad. It's just bad. I privated a lot. I've got a few hundred private videos, which makes it, I should say that more odds. Guys, I've got a few hundred private videos. It makes it sound like I'm talking about adult content. The all-seeing fedora, the eye sees all, indeed. Exactly. I'm looking like Santa, Merry Christmas. It's Magic Miss, Mo, Merry Magic Miss. I've got the full Santa, I've got the Santa jacket for when we get a little bit closer to Christmas time. That's what happened to them. Yeah, I've got a few years of private videos. I think I left specifically only the Inca Games ones public. There's a lot of people that think that the only thing I did in 2012 was Inca Games because they discovered my channel after I made everything else private. But it's like, no, I did a lot of other stuff too. It's just the quality's just so trash. I'm like, it's just not worth it. I think the old Slender one is private again. I think it's so hard. The screen is so muddy and dark because the recording's so bad, the commentary is so bad. There's no face cam in that one, I don't think. Was there? I don't think so. I think that one was without. The old Happy Wheel stuff is out. The old bro versus bro, where I play multiplayer games with my brother. Oh man. we've got some games in there. I can't even tell you the name of one of the videos because it's I try not to swear too much these days, but let's just put it this way. Back then, in like 2012, the YouTube horizon was a little bit different, and swearing and crude humor and all kinds of things were way more in vogue at that time. We try not to do that so much anymore, but oh boy. So some of that stuff isn't just representative of what I do anymore, so they're like private, so. You saw the oldest one, like a horror game? Slender was the first, that was before it was called Slender in the 8 pages. It was just called Slender. Slender was the first gaming video I posted, was that one. The first video I posted was an animation, actually. If you're broke, you don't need to be you don't need to apologize for not being a member. If you're broke, you should probably save your money for yourself. Absolutely. But if you guys decide to become a member, I'd deeply appreciate your support in these trying YouTube times. Did I have anything else to say? I don't think so. I think we can get back on over to here. Should we do some voting? I don't remember if I was in the middle of any other was I in the middle of any other topics? I've completely derailed my brain. My brain's completely derailed. I have not looked at these yet. Gift 1,000 that would be a lot of memberships. This is the nominations. Hold on. I just wanted to check something real quick. I have not seen these yet. I have not looked at the nominations at all. They were posted, I don't know, like a couple weeks ago or whatever, and I saw that, you know, people were like posting their thoughts on them and talking about it, and I wanted to do the same. Today, in fact, I was going to do this as a video yesterday. I needed to record and edit and post and prepare today's MagicManMo Monday show. I needed to do all that yesterday, but again, did nothing yesterday. So you're getting basically the MagicManMo Monday show live. This was going to be, this was going to be the topic of this week's Monday show because this Thursday is the actual Game Awards. The Game Awards is this Thursday. I will be streaming the Game Awards. So if you want to hang out with me, I'll get the schedule posted so that you can follow that very soon. If you want to watch the Game Awards with me live, we'll be doing that on Thursday. It starts at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, my time. I'll be starting my stream at 6, so we will be streaming before the Game Awards start, so you can come in, get prepped, hang out with me a little bit. So we'll be doing that on Thursday. You saw the sheep oofed Mo. The sheep got ya? What? I got violated by it. Oh, in Shooter Z. Yeah, that short. Yeah, I killed all those, not a single zombie could kill me, but the sheep got me. You're right. I looked over and saw a conversation. I was like, sheep? Anyway, this is the nominees. I'm gonna take a look at them. I haven't even viewed all categories. I am signed in to this thing, so I'm gonna hit the start voting button and take a look at what we've got here. We might do some talking. Okay, so they're jumping me straight to Game of the Year, recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. These are the nominees for Game of the Year from the Game Awards. We've got Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Should I be reading these, actually? Clair Obscur by Sandfall Interactive, Kepler Interactive, Death Stranding by Kojima Productions, Sony Interactive, Donkey Kong by Nintendo, Hades 2 by Supergiant Games, Hollow Knight Silksong by Team Cherry, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 by Warhouse Studios. I'm going to share with you my thoughts on all the games, basically. As much as I know, you'll probably know from watching my channel that, like, it's not like I streamed all these. But what you might not know is whatever experience I might have with the games outside of streaming. So I'll give you what experience I do have and talk about what I do know, but I haven't necessarily played all of these. Actually, in fact, these games, specifically, the only one that I've actually played personally myself is Clair Obscur. And even that, I didn't beat it. I didn't play all of it, but I've got a taste of it. But I have done a little bit of some of the, like Hades 2, I haven't played, but I'm a little bit familiar with Hades 1. Hades 2 is kind of funny. I didn't even realize it was out. It's like, it's out, right? Like, when did Hades 2 actually, because it was in beta or early access or beta for like ever. I didn't even know it was out. Hades 2 release. When did it actually like release? September? I didn't even realize Hades 2 had released. Actually, I was talking with, I think it was my brother, like a month ago. So like in November, maybe it was October. And I was talking about Hades, or maybe we were talking about game. I don't remember what we were talking about. And I was like, oh, it's not even out yet. And he's like, oh, I thought it released last year. I'm like, well, it came out. And by last year, I mean like 2024. I'm like, well, it came out in like early access, but it wasn't released. So Hades 2 was weird because it when it dropped the early access, there was a lot of buzz in my circles. And then when it released, I didn't hear a peep. So very strange to me. I didn't even know it was out yet. I kind of forgot about it. Hades 2 is probably not gonna get my Game of the Year nomination here. Hades 1, hang on, when was Hades? Hades 1 was nominated. Hades 1 Game Awards nominated. What year was that? That was a few years ago. Was that in 20... 18? Oh, I might be looking at a different 20. Was it 2018? Anyway, a few years ago, and maybe 7. I don't know. Whenever that was originally. Thank you, Erica, for the 10 gifted memberships. There's the sound effect. I guess there's no sound effect for the little gift. I have to look into that. Thank you so much. That's gonna go off several times now. That's gonna go off like 10 times. Thank you so much, I appreciate that. And I'm sure everyone that received one will appreciate it as well. Hey, Turbo got one, look at that. Turbo, you're still here, right? Yeah, you're here. Oh, and Person got one too. We see them a lot. So anyway, Hades 2 kind of shadow dropped. I don't know a lot about. I don't know that Hades 2 necessarily does anything wildly different from Hades 1 to change up the formula. Kind of like, so like Silksong, highly anticipated game for sure. Actually been kind of controversial. A lot of people have been complaining about its difficulty. Derek, thank you for being a member for 12 months. It's your big 1 year. Woo! Raise a mug to a year membership. It's just gonna keep on rolling, baby. There it is. I'm a year old, baby. I'm baby. Hollow Knight. I think Silksong rather, it was originally I think supposed to be a DLC, and then the game got so big that it became a standalone game by itself, but ostensibly is meant to be played after you play Hollow Knight, is my understanding of it. It's a very difficult game. People that love it. People that hate it, hate it. It's very divisive in that way. Still, you know, it's still surely should be here. The nomination is definitely not without its warrants, but I think it's the type of game, it's a demanding game. It reminds, the sort of conversation I've heard around Silksong reminds me of the kind of conversation we had with Cuphead when that game released. The sort of demanding a certain skill set from the player base, demanding like, we're not gonna hold your hand, we're gonna throw you, like we expect you to learn these systems. It's kind of funny how you can have your Dark Souls and your Elder Scrolls and your Bloodborns be considered difficult games, but at the same time, the most the most difficult games are like when it's like Silksong and Cuphead and stuff like that, points get taken away for being too difficult, whereas when you see your Dark Souls and stuff like that, people are like, oh, you know, they get extra chops for being difficult. It's a really weird mishmash. I think it comes from the fact that like when you look at 2D games like Silksong and you look at Cuphead, for some reason people expect those to be cutesy, fun, easy games. It's like Metroidvanias weren't easy games. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that this has been kind of controversial in its difficulty spike. Kingdom Come Deliverance. I've played the first game. I haven't played the second game. I played a lot of the first game. A lot of fun. I didn't play the second. I don't know how much it changes its formula. But this is another one that kind of like came and went, I feel like, in terms of my bubbles. Donkey Kong Bonanza, I don't know anything about. You guys can tell me if Donkey Kong Bonanza is any good. It's a Donkey Kong game, but I'm not familiar with Donkey Kong games. I'll be completely honest, I don't know anything about any Nintendo product ever, basically. So this one's a mystery card to me. These, I feel like, kind of like flew under the radar, but are all great games. This one, I don't know anything about because it's Nintendo. Death Stranding 2 is a movie, so I'm not gonna give it my vote, because it's Death Stranding. It's Kojima, he doesn't make games, he makes movies and disguises them as games. it's a movie in a game trench coat, that's what he does. And then you've got Clair Obscur Expedition 33. This one has been the sort of breakout shock hit for a lot of people. I do want to take a moment to say that there's a lot of things that Clair Obscur Expedition 33 does that isn't necessarily new, but it, I think, broke into a market that isn't used to seeing what Expedition 33 does. It does a lot of JRPG stuff. Like, JRPGs have been doing like giant, big action RPG combat with big bombastic bosses and great musical scores and zany villains for a very long time. It's just that Expedition 33 puts it in some French themes. Like, it's a different score. It's more Western. It's a westernized JRPG is exactly what this is. So it's really funny to me. So this is the one that I think will actually win. My rainbow, my lollipop, my propeller hat. This is the one that I think will win. And it's funny to me because I think it's not really doing anything different than most JRPGs do. But like the majority of a Western audience doesn't actually play JRPGs. I would be, do you know what I'm saying? I would be curious to know what people that actually play a lot of JRPGs actually think of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. If they think it's fine. Because there's a lot of people that are like, oh, it's so earth-shatteringly, mind-bendingly changing the game in so many different ways. And it's like, it's really not. But that doesn't mean it doesn't belong here. I just wanted to point that out, that like weirdly, I see a lot of merit. There's a lot of people saying it'll hands down be Expedition 33, but I think they're discounting Hades 2, Silk Song, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I think these three in particular are going to get kind of overshadowed by Clair Obscur Expedition 33. That being said, my vote has a high chance, but I believe Silk Song will win because it's Silk Song. See, that's what all the Silk Song people say. Is internet myth because people didn't know if it would happen. Well, it became a meme, but I don't think, when you talk about like your average player, when you talk about your general gaming audience, I just don't think Silk Song is the thing that's weird about Silk Song is that it's a Metroidvania. And it's not actually a popular genre, it's niche. And now popularity isn't what this is about. But I think that the general consensus that the internet went crazy, so everybody knows about it, everybody plays it, it's everywhere, like hands down. I think that's overhyped on the internet because the Silk Song audience is so loud. Most people I talk to in person, which by the way, I live in the Midwest with no gaming friends whatsoever. It sucks here, I hate it here, I need to move. Literally, no one plays game. So anyway, people I talk to in person have no idea what Hollow Knight even is, let alone Silk Song. But they do play games. They've heard of Clair Obscur. My people that play FIFA know about Clair Obscur for some reason. This is anecdotal. This is in my bubble where I live. But people that play FIFA don't know anything about Silk Song. And that's why that takes me back. This is what I always do. I have a really weird way of thinking about how games break out into what I call the normie audience. Because I don't consider sports games to really be like the gaming audience. It's basically the sports fans that also like games, but they're sports fans first. Gaming fans first kind of have this, that because you can like both. There are people that like gaming first and sports second. There's people that like sports first and gaming second. There's kind of like a weird Venn diagram thing happening here. And so this is what I do. Back in since 2012, I remember being like in high school, being a gaming nerd, talking to my sports friends that were not gaming nerds. No games. What games did they want to play in 2012? Skyrim. Skyrim, which should have been as an open world RPG. Now, people forget that at one point in time, Skyrim wasn't big. There was a time before Skyrim was the behemoth it is now. There was a time where it was extremely niche, where Oblivion was niche, Morrowind was niche. These things were not popular. Skyrim exploded. Even sports people played Skyrim. So this is why I'm saying even sports people played Expedition 33. I'm voting for Expedition 33 because I think it did something to tickle people, at least in the West, in ways that they haven't been tickled before. So that was a long time to finally vote for that. It was a long time to vote for that. I think the other three, I think Silksong, definitely. If you're voting for Silksong, I will not take that away from you. Absolutely. For sure. I'm not going to take that away. For me, in my experience, where I live, my understanding, what I know, that's my vote based on what I know. I think it's going to win. That's my vote for what will win. Next category. You want Bonanza to win only because my gator husband is there. I literally don't know who your gator husband... wait. King K. Rool, right? He's the Donkey Kong character, right? I forgot about him. I don't know Nintendo products. I don't know Donkey Kong characters. King K. Rool. Sports gamers do love their RPGs. And that's not even really true. I think Skyrim is what changed that. I mean, granted, that's been 13 years ago, but 14? Did it come out Christmas of 2011? Or did it come out 2012? Skyrim might have been Christmas 2011, actually. So 13, 14 years ago. I think Skyrim changed that. I think Skyrim is the reason sports people play RPGs now. What's the second one? He plays sports games. What's the other thing he likes? Pokemon, and not the casual type, the competitive type. Well, that makes sense. Sports fans don't play typically. The day this changes will be a crazy day. Typically, sports fans don't like cozy games or comfort games, and your casual Pokemon RPG, like the really casual, like sort of kids game version of Pokemon or whatever, it's not high stakes enough. Most sports fans are bigger nerds than they like to believe they are, or at least they used to. Maybe they admit that now. Back in my day, when I was younger, sports fans didn't consider themselves nerds. Sports fans freaking love a spreadsheet, dude. Sports fans sit there and watch draft picks, dude. They are nerds. So when you talk about Pokemon competitive, oh yeah, but it has to be competitive. Now I'm really waving a massive generalization hand here. There's obviously exceptions, don't get me wrong. Best game direction, guys. Best game direction. Awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovative in game direction and design. This is it's a little bit different. We have a few repeats here. We've got Clair Obscur, we've got Death Stranding, and we got 2, and we got Hades 2. I kind of mentioned my thoughts on those a little bit already. I do want to say, as far as Death Stranding 2 and Hades 2, I do need to warn you guys as we move forward. I probably should have done this previously, but I'll warn you now. I also have a little bit of a bias against sequels winning big awards. There are places where you can win. I don't have anything against sequels as a game, but I do have a bias away from sequels. I like games that are new IPs. I like games that are doing something new, just period. So like Hades 2, when we're talking about outstanding creative vision and game direction, Hades 2 isn't doing anything wildly different than Hades 1 was. So in my, if it was doing something wildly different, I would give it more credit. But this is a direct sequel. Like the games like Final Fantasy, which don't necessarily have a direct sequel, can sometimes be the exception to the rule, but even then usually design choices are the same basically. So Hades 2 and Death Stranding 2 I have a bias against because they're sequels. I just want you guys to know that I have a bias against sequels for big awards. I'm not putting them completely out of hand, but that's just where I usually stand. Usually I like to see new IP. So that kind of goes with Ghost of Yotai as well, which is actually, I don't know if it's a sequel necessarily. I actually don't know anything about Ghost of Yotai, but it is a successor to Ghost of Tsushima. So like, I have a slight bias away from it, but also Ghost of Yotai is a little bit special because I don't know anything about Tsushima and Yotai basically at all. These were big sleepers for me. When Tsushima came out, I think it was nominated or won or something for like most anticipated game, and I had literally never heard of Ghost of Tsushima until after it was released. And everyone on the internet's like, I've been waiting so long for this! And I'm like, oh, I never heard of this! So somehow, I don't know if it's because it's Japanese in theme that for some reason in my circles, it just didn't come up. I don't know. These are not receiving my sequel bias. They're receiving my I know jack diddly squat about these games bias, unfortunately. So if you guys are voting for Ghost of Yotai on this, then more power to you. I just literally don't know anything about Yotai. If you guys know something about Yotai, you can put it, you can shout it in the chat, and I'll read it maybe. But I haven't played any of these, but I went with Hades since I have seen gameplay of it and design of it. The gameplay and art style looks gorgeous in my opinion. If you don't like repeats, wait till you see the fighting game category. Well, we'll see what we get. Hades, I do love. By the way, I should say. I don't know if I said this or not. I looked up the year, and then I think I forgot to say this. Hades 1 was my vote for Game of the Year, the year it came out. I forget what the other ones were. I forget what the other ones even were. I don't remember what year it was, so I can't tell you. But I remember that Hades 1 was actually my vote for Game of the Year. So Hades, I think it really stood out in the roguelite genre. I think the art direction's phenomenal, the characters were phenomenal, everything about it was phenomenal. It was actually my vote for Game of the Year, the first game was. Hades 2, for everything about it that I'm sure is great, because the first game was too, and I'm sure they've tweaked it and made it even better. The game direction is more or less the same as it was in the first game. So that's my personal bias against sequels. Otherwise, Hades 2 would be a strong contender here. Now, you might be thinking, I voted Claire Obscure Expedition 33 as Game of the Year. So you might be thinking, I think it's got the best game direction, but actually, I don't know how much you guys are familiar with Split Fiction. Split Fiction's a bit of a sleeper here. It's a little bit more indie. I think there were a few bigger streamers or whatever playing this. I don't know that Hazelight Studios is really considered. It's not indie because it's published by EA. So it's not indie. It's published by EA. But it's one of those games that's a little bit smaller in scope, kind of like Expedition 33 was actually. There's a difference between AAA and 2A games. Like Expedition 33, I think was a 2A game, which just basically means it received less marketing. I don't know if you guys know this, the A rating, there's not a hard and set number, and I don't have the numbers for you for ranges, but basically the A rating is like how much marketing went into the game. AAA just basically means it had a gajillion dollars dumped into marketing it, so everybody knows about it, it's everywhere. Expedition 33, I think, is a 2A game. It's a fairly medium to large size game that received fairly a medium budget. Whereas, like, you've got your AAA games like Death Stranding 2, that like I said, it's a movie disguised as a video game. Hades is a single A. I think Hades 1, was a single A game. It might have been 2A, and then Hades 2 is like a 2A game. These are all smaller. Ghost of Yotai, I think, is AAA, and I think Death Stranding 2 is AAA. But the other three, I think, are 2A games. So they're smaller games, smaller in budget. Split Fiction, I think, does what we don't see a lot of in gaming. This idea of the sort of co-op, two-player playing together. Like, we saw it with It Takes Two. We saw it with, what's the one about the two guys escaping prison? I just lost the name. I can't think of it. In my A Tale of Two Brothers. That's a throwback. That's an oldie. I don't know if you guys remember A Tale of Two Brothers. I played that with my brother, and that was like, I don't think that playthrough, I actually made videos and put it on my channel. I played that with my brother. I played as the older brother, he played as the younger brother, and that was actually a really special bonding game for my brother and I. That was, I'm gonna get emotional thinking, I literally still get chills thinking about our playthrough of playing that game. It's really old, it's really good. And if you have a sibling, play it with your sibling, and you'll be so emotional. Anyway, so I have a soft spot for games that can make me feel that way, and I think Split Fiction, it's not about brothers at all. This is not going to replicate what I felt in Brothers, because I don't have this kind of a connection, but what this style of game can do for people, what it has the power to do if you're willing to actually, you know, play with someone you care about or whatever, and actually have a bonding. We spend so much time talking about multiplayer games and gaming, but like a lot of multiplayer games are playing with randos and not really creating a stronger bond with anybody. Split Fiction, if you play it with someone that you're close to, you can actually really develop something. I have a soft spot in my heart for this. This goes to Split Fiction for me for best game design. It's a phenomenal game. Look into it. I didn't play it for the channel, obviously. Because I don't really play multiplayer games with people, but really should not be ignored and cannot be understated. Next game. Best narrative. I'm actually surprised to see Silent Hill F here. Well, actually, maybe I'm just I'm in a time warp right now. I feel like Silent Hill F just came out. I think it's still pretty new. I feel like this came out like not that long ago, but you know what? Maybe it came out longer ago than I realized because I'm living in a time warp. But we've got Silent Hill F by Neo Bards Entertainment and Konami. We've got Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 with Warhorse Studios and Deep Silver. We've got Ghost of Yotai with Sucker Punch Productions of Sony. We've got Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Kojima Productions of Sony. And we've got Collaborative Tour, Expedition 33, Sandfall, and Kepler. For Best Narrative, for Outstanding Storytelling and Narrative Development in a Game. This is kind of tricky for me. I don't know anything about Silent Hill F. I didn't play the Silent Hill games. I'm not really involved in that franchise. I really don't know anything about Silent Hill at all, other than like basically the OG game, because it pops up in retro discussions all the time, but I didn't play it. I don't know all of it. It's kind of like Take-Two, right? It's kind of like Take-Two. It Takes Two. It Takes Two was really good as well. I did play It Takes Two as well. I don't know anything about any of these games. Silent Hill is the newest Silent Hill game. I don't know what the F stands for. I actually thought the first time I saw Silent Hill F announced was on Twitter, and I thought someone typoed, because I think they did typo. I think they left a space out in Hill or something. I don't remember what the tweet exactly was, but I thought it was like Silent Hilf. And I'm like, what is Silent Hilf? And then I looked it up. I'm like, oh no, it's Silent Hill F. I don't know anything about this one, so unfortunately I can't speak to this one. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I don't think it's gonna win Best Narrative. I'm not saying it has a bad narrative. I'm saying that the people that probably enjoyed Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 enjoyed it most for its mechanics more than narrative, for its world building more than narrative. Now you can argue that world building is involved in storytelling, absolutely, and I will give that to you. I just feel like when most people think of narrative, they think of like the core plot of a story is what people probably mostly think of. And so if I'm trying to think of a game that pushes specifically storytelling as a focus, as its like core feature, probably not Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Ghost of Yotai, again, I have to tell you, that was a sleeper for me. I couldn't tell you. I have no idea if this game is narrative, mechanical, under my radar. So can't really tell you about this. Expedition 33 has a really solid narrative that I think people will be talking about for a long time. I just wonder if Death Stranding 2 if I vote for Death Stranding 2 for anything at all, I wonder if it should be best narrative. Like I said, it's a movie disguised as a video game. The problem I have with it is a Kojima narrative, which is a very special kind of narrative. Because it's a very special flavor of narrative when it comes to Kojima games. If you are in it for out there woo-woo crazy story of where you do not know where this is going to take you. You do not know the twists, and that you cannot predict where this is going to go. Then like Death Stranding 1, and I'm not as familiar with 2. I'll be honest, I'm not as familiar with 2, but 1 in particular, and 2 I think does the same thing. This is your move. I think if I vote for Death Stranding 2 for anything, it's probably going to go to this one. I will go ahead and give it the nod. It is basically a movie disguised as a video game. I don't know if that's cheating, but maybe people will argue with me on that, so I will give it the nod myself. For best narrative. Best art direction. Okay. All games we've seen before. I don't know the nominees, by the way. I didn't know what was nominated for any of this. So we've discussed all of these already. Best art direction. Wow, we are just same games over and over. For outstanding creative and/or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. This one's hard for me. I do have a personal taste when it comes to art direction. I do have a personal preference for Hades. I did mention I have a bias against sequels in general, but earlier I said for like big awards or whatever. In general, I have a bias against them. This is for art direction. I do really enjoy the art direction of Hades 2, personally. I really do. All of these have a very special flavor of art direction. That's why they're all nominated. Expedition 33 oozes art. Ghost of Yotai, what I have seen of it, images and such, oozes art direction. Hollow Knight, Silksong, art direction. Death Stranding 2 doesn't... For some reason, that doesn't read as art direction-y in my brain as these other ones do, but you know it when you see it. Hades 2, myself in particular, I don't know if it's the colors, I don't know if it's the outlining, I don't know if it's, I've got the hots for the different gods and goddesses, I don't know what it is. I do really enjoy the Hades 2 art direction. I'm gonna give the Hades 2 my nod here. For here, it's definitely Hades 3. I'm the same way. I can't think of, off the top of my head, and I could be wrong here, there could be other games, and I'm just not thinking of them. I can't think of other games that look like Hades 2, and I really do like, other than Hades 1, obviously, the Hades games. I can't think of other games that look like the Hades games, and I do really like the look of the Hades games. So I'm gonna go with, as far as art direction goes, the only thing that I would say, when you look at this with technical achievement is also listed in artistic design. So when you talk about technical achievement, that's where, you know, your Expedition 33, your Yotai, they might get a lot of votes. I don't know, but I'm gonna go Hades 2 personally, personal taste there. Our next category is Best Score and Music, and wouldn't you know it? Wait, what the frick? Oh, these are the names of the scores. I was gonna say, wouldn't you know, it's all the same games, and the first game my eyes landed on was just middle of the screen, and I'm like, Lorien Testard? That's not the name of Clair Obscur. I'm like, oh, these are the names of the scores. I didn't know the names of the scores. Or are these the names of the people? Darren Korb, Christopher Larkin. Oh, these are probably the musician, the Toma Otawa and Woodkid and Ludwig Forsell, maybe? I'm not as familiar with these names. But most people, unless you're really into gaming music, which my buddy Alex, I'll shout out to my buddy Alex Duquette. You can look him up on YouTube, Alex Duquette. He's got a video game music channel where he's going through and talking, he does video essays on gaming music. It's called VGM Quest. V as in video, G as in game, M as in music, video game music, VGM Quest. He just released a massive video on Minecraft's music, and he would really appreciate it if you showed that video some love, because YouTube crunched that video for some reason. Anyway, call Alex, ask him for his opinion. Hey, Alex. I know you're probably busy working a real job right now at 1 p.m. on a Monday, but hey. He's probably busy. But for this, as far as music goes, so I like I said, I'm not familiar with Yotai at all. I've seen images. I don't know the music. I can't speak for the music on this one. I'm not familiar enough with Death Stranding 2 to speak on Death Stranding 2. at all. Honestly, of all 5 of these, the one that I'm the most familiar with is actually Expedition 33. I'm not saying Silksong and Hades 2 don't have good music. I'm just saying of all of these, the only one that I really know stands out to me is from Clair Obscur, which has really... I do have a bone to pick with the Clair Obscur music, though. It is weird. It's weirdly ambient in places that feel like it shouldn't be. Like you will get like some like really intense boss fight, and then the music is like weirdly light. Like it creates a... I don't know if it's the right word, because I'm not actually like a painting artist, but surrealism. I don't know if I'm using the right word here. The music in Clair Obscur sometimes really feels surreal, and not like it fits all the time. But what it does do, because it's so surreal, is it stands out. Every time it's playing something, you're like, you notice. There's a lot of games that you play that if the music's done right, you don't really necessarily notice it. It blends in. It creates an atmosphere, and it's good, but you don't really necessarily notice it. Clair Obscur, you notice. I will give it chops on that. But I do think it's strange. It is strange. I think this will probably end up winning as well. It's gonna get my vote. It's the one that I'm actually the most familiar with, honestly. I'm not a big music guy. I'm not a big game music guy. I wish I was a big gaming music guy. I wish I was. I'm just not. This is the one I'm most familiar with, so it's gonna have to get my vote. I hate that that's my reasoning. I hate my reasoning being that's the one I know the most. I don't like that, but unfortunately that's where we're at with the music. Best audio design. Now this is different from music. Recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. That's like the crunches and the like with Battlefield, the explosions and the sound effects. I think even possibly like dialogue and some, not necessarily like dialogue like the writing, not like that, but like how people sound and come across and radio chatter and audio design. So we got Battlefield 6. First time to show up on our list so far. We got Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. We got Death Stranding 2. We got Ghost of Yotei. We got Silent Hill F. I see why Battlefield 6 would get the nomination for this. There's a lot that goes into the audio design in a Battlefield game that, if done well, you don't necessarily notice. But just from the sound of the guns, from the sound of the ruffling of your clothes, there's so many tiny details that go into a Battlefield 6 in audio design. I understand why that would be here. I have a feeling either Silent Hill or Death Stranding for audio design. For audio design, audio design. Silent Hill for me, again, I'm unfamiliar entirely, so I can't speak to that. It's a horror game, and horror games, when done well, put a lot of effort into audio design as well. So maybe it will. I can't speak for it. I can't speak for it for sure. I don't know. If it's done well, that will definitely be it. For building atmosphere, for building ambience. Ghost of Yotei, again, I'm not familiar. Unfortunately, these guys just get the cold shoulder from me because I'm just not as familiar. I'm gonna give this to Battlefield 6, honestly, for audio design. I don't know if they're doing, the only thing that annoys me is I don't know that they're necessarily doing anything above and beyond the ordinary for Battlefield games. And maybe they are on a technical level. But I'm gonna give it to Battlefield 6. That'll probably be the only time I vote for a shooter in this entire thing, unfortunately. Because as far as shooters go, there's not a lot kind of happening in the shooter genre these days. I will give it to them though. Best performance. Awarded to an individual for voice over acting, motion, and or performance capture. We got Ben Starr from Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Charlie Cox from Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Erika Ishii from Ghost of Yotei. I didn't know she was in that, but then again, like I said, don't know Ghost of Yotei. Jennifer English from Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Kanatsu Kato from Silent Hill F, and Troy Baker from Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Indiana Jones! Did that game come out this year? Was that feels like so long ago. That was this year. That feels like so long ago. I actually thought about streaming that game, and it never happened. I never did. Just because it was on the Game Pass, so I didn't have to buy it. Because I thought about streaming it, but I'm like, it's also kind of like a risk as far as streaming goes, because it's a little bit different from what I normally do. But I'm like, oh, I can get it on Game Pass, so it's like, okay, well, I can try it, and then I never tried it. Yeah, that was earlier this year. That's Troy Baker. Troy Baker is, I mean, all these people are phenomenal, but like Troy Baker is a phenomenal actor. He'll probably win. Honestly, he'll probably win. I'm not familiar with Kanatsu Kato. Sorry, I'm also just not familiar with Silent Hill. I'm not familiar with. Well, actually, am I? Hang on. I'm not familiar with your face, but it's voiceover. It's voiceover. Do I know you from something else? Kanatsu. It sounds kind of familiar. What else have you done? Hang on. Maybe I do know you, and I'm derping. I gotta look. Gotta look. Yeah, I don't think I know her material. I don't think I do. Hang on, I got a bunch of like movies or whatever. Is she in other games? I might just be having a hard time finding it. I'm not really seeing her for games. She's mostly movies. Yeah, I'm not as familiar with her. I'm sure she's great. I'm just not familiar. Jennifer English, who also played my girl Shadowheart in Baldur's. I say my girl's Lizelle. But she played Shadowheart as well in Baldur's Gate. Actually, that's what I know her most for, because I played an absolute butt ton of Baldur's Gate. So jumping into Clair, because I didn't play as much Clair Obscur as I did Baldur's Gate. So jumping into Clair Obscur and listening to I just forgot her character's name. I want to say it starts with an M. I literally just forgot her name. But her character in Clair Obscur, hearing Shadowheart's voice come out of that character, I'm like, oh, this is jarring. Anyway, so I know who that is. Erika Ishii's been in a bunch of different stuff too, in Ghost of Yotai. I don't know her performance in Ghost of Yotai. Unfortunately, I just don't know her performance there. Charlie Cox, do I know you from other stuff, actually? You were... Because like I said, I know Jennifer English from Baldur's Gate. Cox, what else have you been in? I don't know if you've been in anything else besides Expedition 33? Gaming wise, not necessarily movies. Charlie Cox in games. He's the voice of Gustav, by the way. In case you didn't know, I will be the guy to tell you. He's relatively new to gaming. He was in Daredevil, it says. I didn't watch Daredevil. I don't know if they mean the show or if there was a movie. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of stuff. And then Ben Starr, I know that name. I forget what from. Ben Starr, what else were you? I know that name. What else were you in? You were in Final Fantasy. He was in Tekken 8. He's also in Warframe, if you played Warframe, but I didn't play that one. He was an Octopath Traveler. Ben Starr's been in a bunch of different things. So that's another big name, and when it comes to just like voice acting. I don't know who he plays in Clair Obscur. Oh, he plays the mysterious pivotal character Verso. Oh, he plays Verso. Okay, I don't think I realized that. He plays Verso in Clair Obscur. I was like, I don't know who. I didn't know who he played. I knew who Jennifer English and Charlie Cox were playing. I didn't know who Ben Starr was playing. So anyway, Ghost of Yotai is gonna have to get the cold shoulder for me because I don't actually know their performance in those. Indiana Jones, I wanted to play. I've seen a little bit of, but I didn't actually play it myself. So I don't know how good the performance is. Do you guys have a guess on what that should go to? I'm leaning towards probably... I'm kind of leaning towards maybe Charlie or Jennifer on this, just from just experience in general. They both did well. Don't get me wrong. I have a personal bias towards Jennifer English, but that's just from Baldur's Gate, not from her Claire Obscure experience. So I'm trying to stifle that bias and focus on just the Claire Obscure character. What the frick was her name? I can't even think of it. Hang on, what was her? I can't even think of her name in the game. It's driving me absolutely bonkers. Mael. That's right. I told you I thought it started with an M. I was like Mirabelle, and I'm like, that's so close, but not it. I could not think of her name, Mael. I'm gonna go with. I feel like Jennifer English is gonna get most of the votes, and I'm afraid that it's because of Baldur's Gate. I'm gonna give some love over to Charlie Cox. I'll give him some love for best voiceover. I don't know. I feel like I was really torn on that. I feel like we had some really good performances there. Innovation in accessibility, recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. This is something that I don't have any experience with at all, so this is going to be a complete shot in the dark for me because I don't require any accessibility settings myself, so it's not something that I don't normally look into, so I'm not actually familiar, but let's see what got the nominations. We got Assassin's Creed Shadows from Ubisoft. We've got Atomfall from Rebellion. We've got Doom: The Dark Ages from id Software. We've got EA Sports FC 26 from EA Canada, or just EA in general. And we've got South of Midnight by Compulsion Games. South of Midnight, I actually do know a little bit about, not in the accessibility though. That game got kind of snubbed. I feel like it didn't actually do very well, weirdly enough. I think it's available on Game Pass though. If it still is, it might be worth a look. It's an open world sort of adventure game, but I feel like it got kind of snubbed for not really being particularly special. I recognize this game. This is football. And then Doom: The Dark Ages, I'm surprised to see here. I didn't know they had crazy accessibility settings. That's kind of funny. Atomfall, I don't know much about. I've heard of Atomfall, but I don't know anything about it, honestly. Assassin's Creed Shadows. I didn't even know, is that game out? It's out? I didn't even know that game released. Wait, yes I did. Didn't I? What am I? Wait, when did that? I don't, actually no, I don't think I, when did you come out? Came out in March. Yeah, that was earlier this year. I either didn't know or I forgot. I haven't been in the Assassin's Creed universe in a long time. It tells you what they did. You can check them. You can check the learn about the nominees tab. Oh, it is literally right here. Oh my god. Oh, they actually do tell you. That's a lot, though. That's a lot. That's a lot to read. Copy URL. That's a lot, though. But you're right. I completely ignored the fact that that button was there. Why does Atomfall? Look at this. Look at just how this is written. Look at how Atomfall gets multiple spaced paragraphs in a higher font size. It looks to be like 14, maybe 16. And then all the rest gets no spaced paragraphs, and it's an 11 or 12 font. I South of Midnight gets some spaced paragraphs in a higher font too. It looks like it looks to be about 14 as well. What's what happened there? Man, how do I go back without losing my progress? Do I just hit the back button? Is there like a back? Do I just on my browser back up or other stories follow us? I could read that. I don't want to. I guess just back on the browser. Okay. I'm gonna go with. I mean, I guess I should. Maybe I should scan it because I'm voting on nothing here. Adam Falls Rebellion's most accessible game to date. Build accessibility of mind. Blah blah blah. Strong focus on motor accessibility. I mean, if they're all getting nominations, they're going to be all very good. Visual as well. I'm reading, that's why I'm not talking. We do need more. A lot of the accessibilities that they were talking about just should be standard in these big budget games. I don't know how big budget South of Midnight was, but like a lot of them are like, you know, motor accessibility, visual accessibility, subtitle accessibility. It's like for these massive games, like, you know, I don't know how big Atomfall really was. So Atomfall and South of Midnight are the two smaller games of these five, but between like EA Sports and anything Ubisoft touches, and then Doom is Bethesda. I never know what to expect out of Bethesda. It's like, is it gonna be good or is it gonna be buggy to hell? But like, of these really big publishers, you just, like, a lot of these accessibility things should be standard and should just be expected. Some of these smaller games, it's really nice to see. You know, some of these things should be standard. I'm gonna give it to. Doom was by id Software. I'm gonna give it to Doom. I'm gonna give it to Doom. Do with that information what you will. I'm gonna give that to Doom. But honestly, kind of going on vibes there. Games for Impact! Okay, here we go. We're gonna get some weird things. For a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. Oh, see, this doesn't have the click to learn more thing. It doesn't have that here. Okay, so that hasn't been on every single thing. Okay. We've got Consume Me, which looks a lot like, is it the same? Is this the same people that did the Sticky Business? Was that by Jinny Zhao and AP Hexecutable? I think it was. Hang on. Oops. Hexecutable did something, I think. Sticky Business. It's like the, it looks a lot like the same style, right? No, okay, I must be thinking of something else, because it says the developers are Spellgarden Games and Spellgarden Games for Sticky Business. Similar art style, though, is what that reminds me of. Anyway. Oops. I'm playing the trailer to the wrong game there. We've got Despelate by Julian Cordero, Sebastian Valbuena, and Panic. We've got Lost Records, Bloom, and Rage by Don't Nod Montreal. This was on my radar. I never got around to it, and because Don't Nod games are typically quite good. Typically. They're the people that made Life is Strange, for anyone that doesn't remember. South of Midnight, we talked about that a brief bit, by Compulsion Games and Xbox. And we've got Wander Stop by Ivy Road and Annapurna Interactive. Annapurna puts out some really good games. Hey, Gloria. For thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. Should I pull up, like, their trailers? Let me go to the store page. Are they all on Steam? Should I pull up their trailers so you guys can all kind of see what they're about a little bit? I feel like that's not a bad idea. Because these, I think, are smaller games that you may or may not have heard of before. Alright, so this is Consume Me. Did you feel stupid, fat, lazy, and ugly in high school? Well, I did, but at least I made a life simulation RPG about it. Okay, very interesting. Hang on, I need to turn off my background music. Hang on, pause, shut up, stop. Work with me here. Huh. You are what you eat. Consume Me. Huh. For a game called Consume Me, a lot of what we saw between like dressing up and getting ready for the day, a lot of that stuff wasn't anything to do with eating. Some of it was.
Hi, I'm Jenny.
Hi, Jenny. I'm not gonna watch all the trailers. That was the first trailer. What was the other games? Despelote. What? Despelote? What did I say? What a weird name. Despelote. Ooh, that one's on sale right now. In my region. A slice of life adventure about childhood and the magical grip soccer held over the people of Quito, Ecuador in 2001. Is my internet taking a dump? My internet's taking a dump. Keeps pausing. I don't know if I should just start over. The art style is really unique. Oh my god, why is it doing this? Why is it buffer? What are you doing? I'm gonna refresh the page. That's driving me actual bananas. What the F is happening? Internet? Hello? I'm so mad. I can't even play a trailer right now. Really unique art style though. The first one, the Consume Me, was about high school. This one's about childhood. Despelote? Despelote? Maybe if it's from Ecuador, is it Despelote? What does Despelote mean? The internet doesn't like. No, today it's been fine. It's right this second it's not working. That's so annoying. Despelote, maybe? Huh. Very unique style. Giving me big young Mexican life vibes. Yeah, it's for Quito, Ecuador. Oh, from the publisher that brought you Firewatch, and that doesn't mean anything. Don't let them fool you. That's the publisher, not the developer. Lost Records, Bloom and Rage. This one I have seen a little bit about, but I feel like if I'm gonna watch the trailers to these, I feel like it's only fair to watch them for all of them. This is by Don't Nod. Embark on a new narrative journey from the creators of Life is Strange. Film your summer of 1995 and create memories of a lifetime with your new friends. 27 years later, confront the dark secrets that made you all promise to never speak again after that fateful summer.
have a wish. Abyss. I bring a sacrifice. I seek your guidance.
There wasn't a lot to go by in that trailer. Tape 2 out now, by the way. I think it's doing a chapter-based thing. I kind of forgot about this one. It kind of fell off my radar. Is it releasing in chapters like they've done in the past? I can't remember. This one fell off my radar a while back. I think it first released early this year. So it's another one that I kind of forgot about. I think that was way earlier this year. That's Lost Records. I'm sure it'll be really good. I've got a personal, kind of with my sequels thing a little bit, I've got a personal positive bias towards any of these like indie games a little bit more for something like this, just because I feel like they deserve some attention. I know a bit about South of Midnight. It might not even, is it on Steam? South of, it is, okay. Because it's by Xbox. I don't even know if it's going to be on Steam or not, but it is. This is South of Midnight.
Line between mercy and justice, ain't that right, Hazel Flood? You chose a hard road for yourself.
Hazel, please, it isn't safe!
We got a long journey ahead.
I'm always fast enough! Not safe out there, Hazel.
If I was the one missing, she wouldn't stop looking.
Crouton?
What the? And this ain't even the weirdest thing I've seen today.
I'm seeing these things.
You can see strands. And now you're looking for a creature. You're a weaver, aren't you?
Hello? There's something big out there.
Take this and go find your mama.
I'll come back.
You better. I gotta know how this tale of Hazel ends. Hazel, no!
This is one of the longer trailers. I like how the Don't Nod one was like 30 seconds. This one's like a whole minute. 2 minutes.
Mama?
This one, you mentioned something kind of interesting. You said interesting. This is cooking, but a bit generic. A bit like it's the vibe of something you've seen before. I think it's got a lot of. I think South of Midnight, like I mentioned earlier, it got kind of snubbed a little bit. And what you said about generic holds fairly true for its in-game mechanics and combat of the game. There's a reason this trailer was mostly all not actual like mechanical gameplay. That's the part that's like not super tight. They clearly would rather focus on the story and the characters and all of the different sort of bayou myths and that. They clearly had a focus on that stuff. I know a little bit more about South of Midnight than I do the other games. This one, I think South of Midnight has a lot of really great ideas. I just don't know if the gameplay makes it an execution. This is for games for impact, though, for thought-provoking games with a pro-social meaning or message. This is not a vote for gameplay. It's about for thought-provoking. So I just want to keep that in mind. So I mentioned earlier that South of Midnight kind of has been snubbed a little bit. And actually, what was the reviews on Steam, actually? So on Steam, very positive and overwhelmingly positive. So actually, on Steam, it's doing very well. Maybe it was just on release. I remember when this game came out. It launched in April. I was seeing some lukewarm reviews. But maybe it's actually been doing better since then. I don't know. And then Wander Stop is the next one I need to check. Wander Stop. I think it's got a lot of cool ideas. I don't want to snub it. By Annapurna. They do a lot of cool games.
I'm not meant to be here. I'm a fighter. I'm meant to be in the arena, in combat. But instead, I'm out here in the middle of the woods, running a tea shop. So, what does running a tea shop involve? Well, there's a lot of gardening, and I've had to get used to the pretty unique tea machine they've got here. None of these tasks are all that hard, they just take patience. And I'm not really the patient type. But I'm surviving.
Seems all
Of course,
very
I have
complicated.
to actually serve the tea to our customers. And once that's done, I'll usually check in with Boro, the guy who owns the shop, to see if my help is needed anywhere. And when all the chores are done, sometimes I'll just sit on a bench and do absolutely nothing. It's not fighting, but it's peaceful. And what's weird is that I actually feel good. I'm happy. I can stop running now. I can stop. I can stop. I can stop.
Here's the
running.
twist.
This is good for me. I need to enjoy this. I feel good. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy.
This guy doesn't talk. They didn't want to get a voice actor for the trailer. There might be a reason for that. I don't know. There might be. That looked interesting. Only one trailer per game, thank you. Wanderstop looks interesting. That I didn't read the thing. I forgot to do that. From the creator of the Stanley Parable and the Beginner's Guide comes Wanderstop, a narrative-centric, cozy game about change and tea. That twist about, you're doing something good for people, for yourself. You're running the tea shop is a good thing to do. So why aren't you happy? That sounds like it probably carries a very heavy message there that I appreciate. I'll probably wishlist that one. That one looks good. Probably wishlist these two. Of all of these, for games for impact, change in tea sounds British. I'm more of a coffee guy than tea, but hey, I'll take my warm drinks where I can get it. And it might be British. I'm thinking games for impact, for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. I feel like of these 5, I haven't played any of these. I just know some about some of these things. I want to throw some love over at Consume Me or Despelote, just because I feel like that's their entire thing. You know what I mean? For thought-provoking, I feel like Wanderstop has probably a lot of cozy game mechanics. South of Midnight has a lot of combat in it. Bloom and Rage is a don't nod game, so there's a lot of thought. It's like this might get a lot of votes. I want to throw a little bit of love to one of these indies over here. I might go Despelote too, just because it's so hyper specific about a 2001 Ecuadorian growing up town thing. I might go that one as well, just because that's so hyper specific. It's kind of like just, I don't know, reading someone's journal entry, and I feel like, especially me not being from Ecuador, it's one of those things that if I did play it, it's one of those, I have to be thought-provoked, you know, comparing my childhood growing up. What's the same? What's different? What do you learn? How do you grow as a human? I'm gonna throw some love to Despelote. Art style looks really specific, really unique too. I'm gonna throw some love over there for impact. Despelota to pelota? I don't know what's Despelota mean. Do I need to look it up? Translate Despelote. Mess. You said Despelota. Mess. Undress? Don't undress my balls. Alright. Anyway, I'll just take that as it is for now. It might have different meanings in different contexts. But for now, best ongoing. Awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. We have Final Fantasy XIV with Square Enix. We have Fortnite with Epic Games. We have Helldivers 2 with Arrowhead Game Studios. We've got Marvel Rivals with NetEase, and we've got No Man's Sky with Hello Games. Ooh, boy, okay. We've got some big contenders here. You know, I figured it out. No, I figured out what you meant by Despelota. I figured that part out. Final Fantasy XIV, literal MMO, very popular. People love it. In my opinion, though, it's like, well, it's an MMO. I don't want to be like I have something against MMOs. I don't want to be like that, but it's like, well, you have to keep. You're gonna see where I'm going with this in a minute. Like, you have to keep going, or the MMO die. You have to keep putting out amazing content, or the MMO dies. Like, that's the business model. Like, they signed up for that. You know what I mean? In a lot of ways. Fortnite, kind of the same way, but Fortnite gets a little bit more credit, in my opinion, because they could have easily done like the Overwatch thing. You release a shooter, because it's just a battle royale shooter. You release a shooter, it's popular for a while, you do multiplayer, a year or two goes by, and then you release a sequel, and then you release a new Fortnite game every couple of years. Fortnite could have done that. They could have been that. They didn't. They are now literally a platform for all types of Fortnite games. It's its own entire ecosystem. They didn't need to go that route. They did go that route. Something a little bit more a la like a MOBA would in a lot of ways. They're like the League of Legends of battle royale games, where League of Legends is a MOBA, this is a battle royale. Like, this is like the gold standard for all battle royale games to be compared to moving forward. PUBG's kickstarted the popularity of the genre. Fortnite took it, mastered it, ran with it. It's the new gold standard. And has been for a while. Other games have tried to copy it and have failed. They've crashed, they've burned. So obviously a lot of credit to Fortnite. Helldivers 2 was big on launch and huge, and it was everywhere, and I knew tons of people playing it. I have no idea what they've changed since then. I know they've like expanded somewhat. I don't know if they've quite changed the formula to the game nearly as much as Fortnite routinely does. So I'm not trying to discredit Helldivers 2. I'm just not familiar with what's new over the since launch to really give it my vote. Marvel Rivals, releasing new characters, and I don't know if they've released new maps and different game modes or not. I played Marvel Rivals for a bit, and then I kind of fell out of it, so I don't hear much about it anymore. I did play Marvel Rivals for a bit, though. I think it's still... I still don't think it does enough different routinely all the time that Fortnite does. So of these four, Fortnite is getting the nod. The thing that I do have to acknowledge, though, No Man's Sky is radically different from these other four. Of these five, this is the one that's different. You voted Fortnite because that's the one you played, but No Man's Sky has history. If No Man's Sky or Helldivers win, I will clap for them. They deserve it. PUBG is the Hydros and Fortnite is the Oreo. Oh, Hydrox. Oh, I know it. Yeah, I know what Hydrox. Yeah, PUBG started it, but yeah. That's actually a very good comparison. That's funny. No Man's Sky's unique in this because it wasn't. This is the hilarious thing. It wasn't even a multiplayer game. Now they said it was on launch. They're like, it's a multiplayer game. It's not. It wasn't. There was no way to connect with it. You couldn't. They lied. No Man's Sky released a shadow, not like a shadow of the shadow of what they promised. Right? Like it was the most disappointing launch of all time of any game. I argue even more so than Cyberpunk. Because it just straight up didn't have the features they said it would have. And they patched and patched and added and added and patched and added and patched and patched and added and patched. And now it's a full-blown multiplayer game. It's a full-blown single-player experience if you want it to be. It's got a bajillion different things you can do. No Man's Sky didn't have to do what they did. They could have taken the L, packed up, called it a day. Hello Games probably would have gone bankrupt or something and then just rebranded and started a new studio and you would have never known the difference. They didn't have to go as hard as they did. They didn't have to, but they did. They turned a not a game into a game, basically, right? Exactly, it keeps updating to this day, and apparently every time they do, the community's like, no, stop, we already forgave you, please. This is the thing, for best ongoing, it's exactly right. They are still ongoing. They are still doing stuff with this. I think of these 5, No Man's Sky, I bashed and bashed and bashed, and I basically refused to forgive them for a long time because they've been out for a while now. Actually, yeah, when did they release? I live in a time warp, so I always forget these things. When did they release? No Man's Sky release. 2016? What? No, 2018. I read the AI overview. Is that true? That's no way. But Wikipedia says 18. That's a 2-year difference. Wait, what? I'm confused. Oh, wait. No, Wikipedia might be talking about the worldwide something. No, wait. I didn't read the... Okay, no, I didn't read... 2016. Worldwide on 2016, except it came to Xbox One in 2018. I just didn't, okay, in PlayStation 5, etc., etc. 2016, it's 9 years old? I have to give it to No Man's Sky. They've dumped nearly a decade into No Man's Sky, and I didn't even realize it's been that long. And they didn't need to do that. They are working on a new game called No Man's Fire or something. It's not called No Man's, I don't think, anything. It's called Fire, so something Fire. They are working on a new game, but they did not need to go that hard, and they did, and I think I have to let that go. Originally, I was really against forgiving them years ago. It's been 9 years. Years ago, I was really against forgiving them because I took a hard stance on we need developers and publishers to stop lying at conferences about their games and what their games are going to be and what they're capable of. We need this to stop. And I still stand by that. But also, the game itself has come so far. So I'm going to give it to them. Top 10 biggest gaming disappointment. Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Yeah, they promised the sky and the stars, and they delivered a moldy sandwich. You know what I mean? So like they've come a long ways. So I'm gonna give them that on ongoing. If it wasn't No Man's Sky, it would have been Fortnite. Because of the ongoing Fortnite, I have to give them credit. Absolutely. Keeps changing their content to keep it fresh, and they're always doing something new, so I'd have to give that to them. But I'll give that to No Man's Sky. Best community support. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness. inclusive of social media activity and game updates and patches. This isn't best community, guys. This is best community support. This is the game supporting the community, not the community supporting the game. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness. Yes. So we've got Baldur's Gate 3 from Larian, Final Fantasy 14 from Square Enix. We got Fortnite from Epic Games. We got Helldivers 2 from Arrowhead Game, and we've got No Man's Sky from Hello Games. This one, this one you voted for No Man's Sky. I don't know if I agree, because well, again, it's 9 years old. There's 9 years of community support history to unpackage here. In the early days, it was an absolute nightmare because everything was broken, and you know what I mean? Since then, they've been a lot better. I still feel burned on the launch. That's what I'm realizing. I still feel the burn of that launch. 2016 and haven't stopped. But that's why I gave it ongoing. That's why I gave it ongoing. But for community support, I have no idea about Fortnite's community support. I don't know anything about their social media. And they're like, when they talk about updates and I have no idea what their community support looks like, actually, other than just what they actually do in the platform itself. So this one is not going to get my community support vote. Ongoing, it would. Community support, I don't know anything about, honestly. Helldivers 2, I'm going to have to say no. I don't know. Ever since the sell to Sony and that whole nightmare, which really wasn't necessarily Arrowhead Games' entire fault. A lot of that was Sony's fault. But it would just be really dumb to vote Helldivers 2 on best community support here after the Sony thing. It just doesn't feel good, man. Final Fantasy 14, don't know. It's an MMO. I have no idea what the community support looks like. I would hope it's good, but like, I just don't actually know. What I actually know more about would be Baldur's Gate 3 or No Man's Sky in terms of community support. The good thing that Helldivers did was the donation thing. I don't know if I know about the donation. What's the donation thing they did for Helldivers 2? I don't think I know about that, actually. It's about how much they listened. No. Yes, but not exclusively. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency is my biggest issue. Again, this is a 9-year beef I have with No Man's Sky. This is a 9-year beef, all right? So that's just bias. The transparency was absolutely not there in the beginning. It's been 9 years, but it's not like I've been following it for all 9 years. So maybe I'm not feeling it like the actual community is. So that's my bias coming out. The transparency and responsiveness was not there initially. That had to be developed over time. And it was developed over time, to my understanding. I'm just saying that still stings in the back of my... Like, you know, when they say you have like a stick up your craw or whatever. What was the donation thing, though? They had players do a quest in-game, and after completing it, they donated to children's hospitals. It was between that or an in-game super strong weapon, and they didn't say that the thing was connected to an IRL donation. I mean, that's like really good faith, but that's not actually community support. That's a really cool thing, though. I don't know if that belongs in the community support category. That would be like the impact. That would be like games for impact. And I wonder if that would be, which I don't even know. I don't remember what the categories are. I'm not even trying to say that's a good thing. That's a cool thing to do. I just don't know if it's community support, because like supporting your children's hospital. If it's maybe this is just my bugbear or whatever. Maybe this is just me. Maybe this is just me being crazy. That's a really cool thing, though. I'm gonna vote for what I personally know on this one, just because. I'm gonna vote Baldur's Gate 3. They've had really good community support, I feel like, in Baldur's Gate. They've been very responsive, I feel like, and I'm more familiar with that. I hate that that's the reason I'm going for. I hate that that's my actual reason, but No Man's Sky had a lot of bad blood to basically atone for. And I don't like the idea of we released a game and broke a lot of promises and made a lot of people mad. And so we had to buy people's support by charitable donations. They're trying to like buy your love back. I'm not saying that's what they're doing, but I'm also trying to say you can't just do that and then immediately get free votes, is what I'm saying. But also, I did vote for Best Ongoing. So to give them credit, I voted for Best Ongoing. I'm just gonna give Baldur's Gate the actual community support because I'm more familiar with the community stuff on that aspect. I'm not trying to throw too much shade. I hope that makes sense. I hope you know where I'm at least coming from with that. If you're more familiar with No Man's Sky and you voted for them, more power to you. I'm not gonna fight you on it. Absolutely, if that's your vote, go for it. This one's got 6. Best independent game. We got 6 on this one. For outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. We've got Absalom from Guard Crush. We've got Ball X Pit. Ooh, I feel like that just came out. When is the cutoff? That just came out, didn't it? Ball X Pit. Really? Didn't that just come out like a week ago? October 15? All right, no, it's like 2 months old. Okay, I thought that just came out like a week or 2 ago. We got Blueprints, which I have played. We got Claire Expedition 33, we got Hades 2, and we've got Hollow Knight Silk Song. You haven't heard of it? You haven't heard of Ball Pit? How have you not heard of Ball Pit? It's a roguelite game, so if you're not in the roguelite space, kind of like Hades, actually. I think for best independent game, I do have a bias here. Do I need to pull up trailers for these? These are independent games. Are you guys familiar? Do I need to pull up trailers again for this one? I'm familiar with Silk Song and Hades and Expedition 33 and Blueprints and Ball Pit. Absalom is the only one that I would have to look at a trailer for. Absalom is the only one that I'd have to actually look at a trailer for. Hang on, maybe we should. That one's not ringing a bell for me. No, I don't want to watch someone live. Okay, it's got like a vibe of Darkest Dungeon meets Tower of Spire. What's it called? Something Spire. The Spire. Solemn. Okay. What's the name of the game I'm trying to think of? Attack the Spire. Attack on Titan. Defeat the Spire. Kill the Spire. Spire. Hang on. What's the name of the game I'm trying to think? Spire. Slay the Spire. It's got vibes of Darkest Dungeon meets Slay the Spire a little bit. Okay. And then Ball X Pit. Since you guys aren't familiar with Ball X Pit, this one is a roguelite that I thought just came out a couple weeks ago.
Descend into a fast-paced fantasy roguelite that plunges treasure seekers into a bottomless abyss teeming with monstrous hordes to be obliterated as you wield over 50 unique balls in devastating combinations. Wait, did that say 50? That's wrong. 60. Over 60 unique balls. Trust me, I know.
I haven't seen the trailer.
You see, while any 2 balls can be fused together for an additive combination of their powers and effects, certain pairs can be evolved together, becoming a completely new ball with its own unique powers and effects and tactical applications. And this new ball can also be fused to a...
I haven't seen the trailer to this before. I've just seen the gameplay. And no one has made as big a deal about the balls as they should have. The number of times this guy's saying balls on this trailer makes me feel like I should play it for my channel. Just so I can... Balls! Pelotas! Más pelotas!
Or possibly evolved again into a new ball with its own new powers and effects and applications and the ability to be fused or maybe even evolved again. It just keeps going. But there's more to Ball Pit than battle. Rebuild Bulbalon with over 70 buildings. That's so many buildings, and they all do something, either yielding resources or providing upgrades or unlocking new characters. Over a dozen heroes with game-changing playstyles, and they're all great. They're the only friends I have left except for Kenny. Kenny Son and Friends made this game, and I simply have to count as one of those friends by now. I've been playing this game all through its development, and it's only gotten bigger and better and ballier, and I'd live in New Bulbalon if I could. The sound effects are so incredibly satisfying, and everything looks so squeezable. I know the game is done or whatever, but I need more. So I need you to buy Ball Pit so it makes $1 bajillion, so Kenny has to make more Ball Pit. So more people buy Ball Pit, so Kenny makes more Ball Pit, so buy Ball Pit. Available now.
Alright, let me pause it. Sorry, I had to look at my other screen. I was distracted for a sec. Like I said, that's a rogue... Oh, I forgot that I'm playing Christmas music in the background. For the trailers, I wanted to turn that off. And you're right, it does kind of look like Breakout. I didn't think of that. But yeah, it's a roguelike sort of Breakout style game. Do you guys need trailers for Blueprints and the rest? Do you guys need trailers for those two? Or for these four, rather? I think we all know these ones. Blueprints I literally played for this channel. I made 2 videos. I recorded one long video and realized it's so long I split it into 2. Oops. You're fine with... Okay. I'll say these... Absalom is the one I needed a video for. Ball Pit I've seen. I haven't played that one. I've played Blueprints. I've played Clair Obscur. I've played Hollow Knight. I haven't actually played Silksong myself, but that's because I've also not beaten Hollow Knight yet. And then Hades, I'm familiar with, but I haven't played Hades 2. But as far as best independent game, I do have a bit of a bias here as well. I feel like for best independent game, this is partially my sequel bias coming out. Silksong, I don't want to give it to Silksong. It might deserve it, sure. But, like, I feel like the wild runaway success of regular Hollow Knight makes it feel like it's independent, yes. It's outside of the publisher, yes. But it feels like it was a sure thing to succeed. Silksong. You know what I mean? Hades, kind of the same way. Hades did so phenomenally well, as I had no doubt Hades 2 would. It just feels like, to me, I like a good underdog independent game. I like and then again, I already told you my bias against sequels. So it's like they're not doing anything wildly different. So as far as independent games go, we've got Expedition 33, which I already voted for Game of the Year. So I've kind of got a bias against giving it Best Independent Game because I already gave it Game of the Year. So I've got a bias against it for that. But this is a little bit more of a risk. It was a little bit new. It's a new IP. But I already voted it for Game of the Year. So for my vote, I'm going to go with one of these 3, and personally, I'm leaning towards Blueprints. It's also kind of a roguelite in the sense that you start over each day. It's got a mystery. It's really chill. It got, some popularity for a brief while I was out. The vibe is really cool. It's a really cool vibe. I enjoyed playing it quite a bit. You feel like a genius when you solve your puzzles. I like Blueprints a lot. Ball Pit's too new for me. I thought that was not on my radar. I thought it came out like a couple weeks ago. There are a lot of YouTubers and streamers and stuff playing it. That's where I've just kind of seen it too. It looks like it'd be fun. It's like a roguelike breakout game. And then Absalom looks like it's probably fun too. It kind of looks like a Slay the Spire or Darkest Dungeons sort of game. These 2 are very good, I'm sure. But I want to vote Blueprints. I want to give Blueprints some love. I feel like a lot of people have forgotten about Blueprints because it came out quite a while ago and it wasn't popular for very long. But I want to give it some love. Best debut indie game. Only 4 in this category. The best debut game created by a new independent studio. We've got Blueprints, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. Despelote made it here, actually. And we've got Dispatch. Okay. For best debut indie game. I feel like... Dispatch feels like it doesn't belong here. But Dispatch Ad Hoc Studio, though, was made up of a lot of industry veterans, wasn't it? I know who you voted. Well, who did you vote for? Did you vote Dispatch? Did you vote Despelote? Yeah, make sure I'm saying that right. Expedition 33, I already gave Game of the Year, so I kind of don't want to give it debut indie game, because I already gave it Game of the Year. I already gave Blue Prince, though, Best Indie. And I already gave Despelote Thought-Provoking. So Dispatch was good. And I've actually beaten this one. I've played this one through. It is made by a small group of veterans. Yeah, it feels a little bit, and I don't know about the people, all the people behind Expedition 33. I don't know if they had some veterans behind it or not, too. I feel like Ad Hoc is made up of veterans that probably knew what they were doing, and they had enough. The reason Dispatch feels weird here is because it's made up by veterans, and they had enough pull to get all of those voice actors. They got really big voice actors. They got YouTubers. It feels really weird for them. I get it. It's best debut game, basically, from an independent studio. So it's not like it's... Yeah, they weren't published by a major publisher, and it was a debut for the team. I get it. I get that that's the category. It just feels like one of these things isn't like the other. Like, they had a lot of pull for a debut game. Like, if I came out with MagicManMo Studios and I came out with my first game ever, I do not have the pull to call up, any of the voice actors. Moist Critical, you want to voice a video game for me? No, like that. It feels like this is kind of. I will say, though, following my sort of general chain of logic, I did already give this a vote, this a vote, and this a vote. This is the only one I haven't actually voted for actively so far. So I think I'm going to throw it some love. But it does feel kind of weird to do that. It feels a little strange to vote for it. But I'll give it to them, I guess. Best mobile game. Hey, yo. We've got Destiny Rising from NetEase. We got Persona 5, The Phantom X from Black Wings Game Studio and Sega, actually. Sonic Rumble from Rovio Entertainment and Sega. We got 2 Sega games representing. We got Uma Musume Pretty Derby from Cygames Inc. And we've got Wuthering Waves from Koro Games. This one is... I wonder how this one's going to go. In the streaming space, Uma Musume did have a worldwide PC launch that was widely successful. But it was the PC launch. As far as a mobile game goes, I wonder if it really deserves a spot quite so well. Because the mobile game's actually been out for a while. But its recent popularity was the worldwide PC release, I think. That, or I'm completely confused about why this is here. I mean, it's here because it got nominated. But I played Sonic Rumble, actually. I made a video about it that I haven't released yet, but I have played it, and I have a video in the works. And it was fun, and I was kicking a lot of people's butt. I was kicking butt at that game, I'll tell you what. It's fun. It's new. I haven't played Persona 5. I have not played Destiny Rising, and I've not played Wuthering Waves. I have to admit to you, I have not played those ones yet. So I don't know if they're gonna get the best. Destiny, I assume, is based on the game Destiny. This is a spin-off of the game Destiny. I assume that that's related. Persona is based off Persona. I don't know. I don't know which way I want to go with this one. I don't know if I want to go with... I don't know anything about Wuthering Waves. I don't know anything about that. We could look up trailers if we wanted to. Do you guys want to see trailers for those, or should we just go with... I want to say... Best mobile game. Uma Musume is really just gambling on horses. I'm going to vote against that, and I think I want to go Sonic Rumble, maybe? I might go Sonic Rumble. It's a rare day that I vote for a Sonic game, but I actually have played that one. You went with the one you have heard the most of. Did you go Uma Musume? I'm going to go Sonic Rumble. I think this one feels more like a game. And it's basically Sonic Fall Guys. If you like Fall Guys, this is basically Sonic Fall Guys. I'm gonna go this one. I'm gonna go with Sonic. Best VR AR. Ooh, I don't know anything about VR because I don't have a VR set. For the best game experience playable in virtual or augmented reality, irrespective of platform, we got Alien, a Rogue Incursion. That sounds like it'd be a nightmare in VR. A horror game by Servios. We got Arcan Age by Vitruvius VR. We got Ghost Town by Fireproof Games. We've got Marvel's Deadpool VR by Twisted Pixel Games, and we've got The Midnight Walk by Moonhood. I don't know any of these. Do I need to look up trailers? Should we? I mean, Alien Rogue Incursion, we probably all know what that is because it's an Alien game. Alien Rogue Incursion VR. I'm watching too many trailers. I'm gonna get claimed on this. 20th Century Games. Oh yeah, I would hate to play this in VR. I'd be such a chicken. How does this work in VR? Like moving around in the environment. Or maybe they're just really good at it. It seems pretty smooth. I mean, this is literally the trailer, so it better look smooth. All right, that's that. Arcan Age. Arcan Age kind of looks a little bit like a freaking The alien looks like a, what are they called? It's a green version of the bad boy aliens in friggin' Mass Effect. Arcan Age. Specifically, I'm thinking of like the, is it the Harvesters from Mass Effect 2? Harvesters? Anyway, this is Arcan Age. I think I've heard this name.
In the beginning, we were all alone, living in a shadowed planet amongst the cosmos. A barren realm filled with peace and possibility. In these dark days, Hyperion brought light to the world, and with it, in life.
They're making some really ambitious games in VR these days. I had no idea, dude. That looks sick. Ghost Town. It makes some really, like, that's like just straight up a massive sci-fi fantasy, what did I just say? Ghost what? Ghost Town. Massive game that could have just been, like, not a VR game, but it's in VR.
Edith! I didn't think you'd be back for a few more days. Sorry about the mess. It'll be worth it though, I promise.
Just sorry about the mess. Here's my server.
Go with old lady Sia then.
You should have seen it. Something weird is going on, and Adam is involved.
Alright. Okay, so What now?
This would be a little bit more my speed. It looks like a mystery, maybe horror, but mystery and detective style game. That's more my speed.
Yeah, there's definitely something down here. Adam?
Be careful, Edith.
Was she about to cast a spell?
Oh, sorry. I didn't know.
I'll get you out of this. Somehow.
Ghost Town. With the lighthouse and the ship and then all that demon stuff, it looks like very like possibly Lovecraftian, eldritchy horror type situation. Okay. But mostly also maybe a mystery game type thing. Marvel's Deadpool VR. I don't even know how to Deadpool. I don't know what service it's on. I'm not seeing it. That's probably Deadpool. The Midnight Walk.
Dreadful was the day when the sun vanished.
A lot of horror.
Birds went quiet.
Or at least dark themes, besides Deadpool.
Seemed unchecked into the work table. The night that followed would be long.
Kind of reminds me of Nightmare Before Christmas.
Long as the midnight walk.
How could this happen?
From clay?
Oh, the flame warms the righteous, but the wicked, the flame burns with a passion.
Oh my god.
What is the dark? Is it ugly and cruel? Is it a place for fools lost in the woods?
This little flame can be
Befriend
nurtured
Pot
and
Boy.
safe through the rain, in the dark, and over Moon Mountain.
The dark itself is the key. All it needs is a little spark, and I get what I need. The sun.
Well, this reminds me of something else too, but I can't think of what it is. The clay styles reminded me of something, and I can't place it. I'll have to let you know if I can. That looks dope. That looks like a game I would wishlist now if I had a VR set. I'm going to vote on just what looked like the most interesting to me, and that has to be the Midnight Walk. I'm gonna give it to the Midnight Walk. That'll be my vote for VR. Like just the clay, the style, the ambience. It's got a little bit of a horror, but also it's got Pot Boy. I'll go with that one. That one seemed the most unique of all of them. I'm gonna give it to that one. Best action game. We've got Battlefield 6, Doom: The Dark Ages, Hades 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, and Shinobi Art of Vengeance. We've got, guys, I've got like 14 more votes to cast. I'm gonna start barreling through these or something. For action game, I didn't know Ninja Gaiden had a new game come out, I'll be honest with you. I didn't even know. But I feel like, oh, didn't I give Doom: The Dark Ages the accessibility vote earlier? I did, didn't I? I'm gonna go with, for action game. For action though? I mean, I've been kind of not double dipping votes if I can, but it's gotta be Dark Age, right? It's gotta be Doom. For action game, dude, Doom: The Dark Ages. I'm gonna go with Doom: The Dark Ages for that one. Best action adventure. Ooh. For action adventure, I'm kind of leaning towards, actually, maybe this should be the Indiana Jones, The Great Circle love. Cause I know Hollow Knight is, Silksong is action adventure, but like I'd call it a Metroidvania myself, personally, but I don't think they have a section for just that. Yeah, I wanna give Indiana Jones some love on action adventure, I feel like. It's the adventure part. I mean, literally Indiana Jones. For adventure, best RPG, we've got Avowed from Obsidian. We've got Clair Obscur Expedition 33. We've got Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. We have Monster Hunter Wilds, and we've got The Outer Worlds 2. Ooh, okay. This one is actually, for best RPG, this is probably where I'm gonna throw some love actually towards Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 for their attention to detail. And I feel like this is a game that you can really actually, including the first game too, if you haven't played the first, but you can really get yourself sucked into the world and really play your role. You know what I mean? Like actually, when it comes to just, I don't know, to that aspect of it, I feel like you can get really sucked into the world of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I think my vote is for that one on best RPG. For best fighting, we've got 2XKO by Riot Games. I don't know anything about 2XKO, but it's a League of Legends characters. We've got Capcom Fighting Collection 2. We've got Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, and Virtua Fighter 5 Revo World Stage. I am a Virtua Fighter guy. I did not know that. I'm not familiar. I'm not really in the fighting game scene these days, so I'm not familiar with actually playing any of these. I do have a problem, though. I do have a problem with Oh, look at that, 2 collections. I know, I was about to say, I do normally have a problem with sequels. I have a problem with collections as well. I know that they're like probably remastered and pretty and wonderful or whatever, but I feel like I immediately, in my personal voting, am going to disqualify the Capcom Collection 2 and the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. If they weren't already good games, they wouldn't have created a collection for them. I'm sure they're great, but I want to throw some love somewhere else. I am a Virtua Fighter guy. I'm not familiar with what Virtua Fighter is doing these days. The fact that they're still on 5 and they're doing Revo World Stage is telling. But where's my there he is. I was like, where's my man Kage? He's up in here somewhere. And then what was the drunken master's name? He was who my brother always played as. What was his name? Drunken Master. My brother kicked butt as him. I liked playing as, I want to say, what was her name? I want to say it was like Jennifer, the blonde-haired lady. I actually kicked actual butt with. I would destroy you. But as a kid, I liked Kage because he was I always called him Cage. Because he was the ninja guy, and I'm like, I want to be the ninja. Actually, where's Pi? Is that one Pi? I think that's Pi. It's been so many years now. Pi and whatever her name was. I want to say it was Jennifer. Hang on, I forget. I gotta look this up. It's been too long. Those were my people. Virtual characters. Sarah. Her name was Sarah, not Jennifer. Sarah and Pi. Oh no, that's Owie actually. Pi might not be here. It's been so many years. Oh wait, that might be her pigtails actually. Oh, Pi is over here. She's cut off. Oh yeah, you can see if I don't hover over it, you can see her. Pi is right there. That's Owie. I always got them confused. Pi was the one I was good at though. So they're right next to each other. Sarah and Pi. Shout out to Vanessa. Is Vanessa in here? Vanessa's kick was the greatest kick. Everyone's always crazy about Chun-Li, but no, I don't see Vanessa in here. Vanessa's not in here. She's got a Chun-Li kick that would make her question her life's decisions. You've only played Mortal Kombat so you voted for them? Lame. I'm unfamiliar with 2XKO and Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. Hang on. I doubt 2XKO is on Steam because it's Riot, and I think they have their own launcher. Correct. Okay. But what was my sexy? Why does My Sexy Neighbor 2 keep popping up in my search the store? I've never heard of this. Why does this keep showing up as the first thing in my search? I don't know if you guys have noticed this. I probably shouldn't bring attention to it. Why is the first thing that pops up on my Steam My Sexy Neighbor 2? And I'm not clicking on it because my Steam not safe for work filter is off, and it'll probably be some nudie game. I'm gonna Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. What is that? What is it? What is that? Oh. Speaking of.
Aw, what's wrong? Did I scare you?
Hardly. Now make like a ninja and disappear.
That wasn't even a pun. That was terrible.
Are you ready to find out who the true Queen of Fighters is?
Sure. Try not to cry when they give me the crown.
Boob to boob, there will be fatal fury.
Ready? Then show me.
Yeah, that actually, speaking of Chun-Li, it's literally got Chun-Li in it. Is this... Oh, is this just like the Chun-Li trailer? Maybe they're just featuring Chun-Li? And that's the Chun-Li trailer. This is the game trailer itself. I want to know more about the game, not Chun-Li.
Where legends are made.
Oops, not wrong thing.
Here, vengeful wolves fought against fate.
Here we go. This is what I wanted.
But fate has no finale.
The legend lives on?
Now, 25 years later,
take you for a ride.
Are you ready to rock the city once more?
Rev it up, unleash your fear. I don't know anything about this.
The action kicks off with 22 furious fighters, including 5 free DLC and Season Pass 1. Fan favorites are joined by fresh faces.
Fan favorites, so this isn't new either.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
It's got Cristiano Ronaldo in it?
Blast out a whole new beat with 11 world-class DJs and a star-studded music collaboration. 19 epic stage tracks bound to set Southtown ablaze.
I clicked the button. I was still muted. Sorry, I had to take a phone call that I thought was important. I don't think it was. I think it was actually a spoof number. I think it might have been a spam or a scam or something. Anyway. Oh, this is a 3-minute oh.
Introducing
Rev Blow. Okay, we're not gonna just look at too much of that, but yeah, apparently that's not new. I'm gonna go with, just because I'm just gonna go with Virtua Fighter because I have more experience with Virtua Fighter personally. But I have no idea what's going on in the combat in the fighting game scene these days. Best family game for the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. We got Donkey Kong Bonanza, which had gotten the nomination for Game of the Year. We've got Lego Party by SMG Studio. We got Lego Voyages by Lightbrick Studios. And Annapurna was in on that one too. Funny, we got 2 Lego games showing here. Okay. Mario Kart World by Nintendo EDP. Mario Kart World. Oh, yeah. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. We got 2 racing games. And we've got Split Fiction once again by Hazelight. Would you call Split Fiction a family game? I mean, I guess. But it's not what I would think of for family game. Not really, right? You pick Bonanza again because rule. I don't mind voting because Donkey Kong Bonanza also had Game of the Year nomination already anyway, and we've got a really weird lineup here, like between 2 Lego games, 2 racing games, and Split Fiction. It's a very strange lineup. I'm gonna lean towards Donkey Kong as well. Best sim or strategy. Best game focused on real-time or turn-based simulation or strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform. We have Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice? I don't know how to say that. Chronicles by Square Enix, which is Final Fantasy Tactics, by the way. That is I think that's been remastered. That's actually an old game that's being remastered or whatever. We've got Jurassic World Evolution 3. They're on 3 now? They have, wait, since when do they have a 3rd game? I didn't even know. Sid Meier's Civilization 7. I wish I could vote for you. I wish I could vote for you. But alas, I still prefer 5. 6 was okay. 5 was great. 7 is Tempest Rising by Slipgate Ironworks. The Alters by 11-Bit Studios. And 2 Point Museum by 2 Point Studios. Getting a little bit of love on here as well, actually. But yeah, welcome to the stream. Big fan of which one? Of me or which one of these? Oh, of me? We were watching Obama in the Dark 3? Well, thank you. We're voting on games of the year that are coming up this Thursday. Do I know the Alters? Erica, you saw the Alters. Do I know the Alters? I don't think I know this one. Do I know this one? The Alters. Why does it sound familiar? The Alters. Is that on here? Have we looked into this before, or have you just mentioned it before? Free major content up to explore the emotional sci-fi game with a unique blend of survival, adventure, and base building. Help Jan Dolsky, the sole survivor of an ill-fated space expedition, create alternate versions of himself to escape a hostile planet and tackle personal turmoils with this unconventional crew. I think I saw a preview for this, or
hello, can anyone
something.
hear me?
It's by 11-Bit. 11-Bit do some really good games. It's about a guy who clones himself. Manage the base. Okay, here's the base building. I was gonna say, when does this become a simulation?
Never please everybody.
Interesting.
That was close.
Huh. That could be really interesting. So he like clones himself over and over again to like populate that like space base or whatever and has to like survive. That could be. What is up with this image though? That's so not what I was expecting. That could be a bit of a unique take. That could be a bit of a unique spin. Best sim / strategy. That seems like a unique take, honestly. A colony managing game, but it's you and your clones. I feel like that's a unique twist. I will give it to it. I haven't played it, but that actually has my attention. Is it the best? I don't know, but like it's definitely different enough. I think it'll earn a vote. because I already told you my bias against the sort of remakes and masters and that sort of thing. And I already told you about my sequels thing, although Jurassic World Evolution's fun. Sid Meier's 7, I feel like just doesn't live up to some of its predecessors personally. I don't have a lot of experience with Tempest Rising. Tempest Rising might get a lot of votes. 2 Point Museum, I feel like is kind of like one of those cozy sims. It's kind of, you can't really go horribly wrong with. It's not very high stakes in my experience. I'm saying that about Museum. I actually have more experience with 2 Point Hospital, but I don't know Alters, but it actually feels like a unique take of combination of things. I'll give it to them for trying to do something a little bit outside the box. Best sports and racing for the best traditional and non-traditional sports and racing game. We've got EA Sports FC 26. We got F1 25. See, I hate that the names of these games are just freaking letters. You know what I mean? Like, I want a name. Anyway, by EA and by Codemasters from EA. Mario Kart World by Nintendo. Rematch by Slow Clap, Kepler Interactive. And Sonic Racing Cross Worlds by Sonic Team Sega. What is Rematch by Slow Clap? Wait, hold on. Is that an indie soccer game? No, Kepler Interactive's publishing them. But still, that's Kepler, and that's not like an EA. Hold on. Okay. So kind of like a smaller scale soccer game with some different vibes. Go past that ball. So it's basically Rocket League, but you're not cars. So wait, so just to be clear, we had soccer games, and then Rocket League was like, what if soccer, but cars? And then someone said, what if Rocket League, but soccer? And that's how we get here. Is that what we just did? It's just, that's kind of funny. The art is arting all over itself. I feel like for best sports or we have a lot of racing. Racing. 2 soccers and 3 racings. No other sport on here. Really, really tight window. Rematch is doing something a little bit different in the soccer category, whereas in the racing category, Mario Kart World and Sonic Racing are doing some very similar things as far as like sort of kind of kart racing. Mario Kart World with its open world. I'll say of the racing games, it's F1 25 that sticks out because we got Mario and Sonic, and then we got F1, and then oh my god, I don't know which way I want to go here because like, is it best in a technical sense? Because from a technical standpoint, you know, we're looking at these two. We're looking at FC 26 or F1 25 from a technical standpoint. Or like the game aspect, like it's sports and this is the problem. There are sports games and there's sports simulations. There's racing games and there's racing simulations. This is the problem that I have. Like it's so hard to vote for something like this. F1 25 is a racing simulation. Mario Kart and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds are racing arcade games. Essentially, at their heart, they're basically arcade games. They're not simulations. EA Sports FC 26 is a sports simulation. Rematch is a sports arcade game. Do you see what I'm saying here? Like, very different ideas here. And they want us to vote just best. Ugh. Difficult choices here. I'm not gonna... I want to give it to Rematch just because it's the one I don't know, and then that way I don't have to pick between the ones that I know a little bit more about, but I feel like that's disingenuous. I don't want to give it to Mario Kart World. I don't know why I don't want to, I just don't. I don't like racing simulations myself, so F125 is not really my pick here. Racing simulations tend to be too much for me. They're just too much. But I also don't want to just vote for something that just comes out every year either. Like, I don't know. I want to vote for, personally, I vote for a game. I'm going to give it to... I'm going to give it to Sonic. I'm going to give it to Sonic. Don't know. That one was a toss-up. That could have gone any way. That could have gone any which way. That could have done anything at all. For best multiplayer... We've got Arc Raiders, which I swear just came out. How is that even qualified? Did that just come out? We got Battlefield 6. We've got Elden Ring Night Rain. We've got, which I almost played. I never got a chance. We got Peak, which I have. And then we got Split Fiction. For best multiplayer, this is kind of... Split Fiction, I love. Of everything here, like if this were like indie game or game of the year or whatever. It's like, of these, I would pick Split Fiction. But Split Fiction is like a co-op game. It's between two people. Like, it's only just barely multiplayer, whereas these other ones are actually like several people in a space. So I feel like these are a little bit more qualified for this genre, personally. I love Split Fiction, but I'm going to discredit it, or just I'm going to remove it from me in this running. I'm going to say, as far as formula breaking, Battlefield 6 is more Battlefield, so I'm going to probably say not Battlefield. Arc Raiders is new, and I don't know if I'm fully grasping the Arc Raiders hype. Like, there has been a lot of, but it's recency bias. There's been a lot of people hyping over Arc Raiders. I don't know if I really... maybe I need to look at... It's too recent. I've definitely not played it, and I've not seen a lot about it. It's too recent. I didn't even know that this would qualify. It came out October 30th? It's been out for over a month. But I live in a time warp, so that's too recent. I don't know anything about it. I think Peak's gonna win. I think it very well might. I think as far as multiplayer games, honestly, the one... If you took Peak out... If you took Peak out of this, I feel like it goes to Elden Ring Night Rain, hands down, in my opinion. But with Peak in here, the thing is, you know what's kind of weirdly annoying is that Peak is kind of representative of... This was not the name of a genre until recently, but this is sort of representative of all of the popular fringe slop games that have like come out over the course of like the last year. For example, I don't know why Peak is here and like Repo isn't, for example. Just to pick an example. Other than Repo is horror, I guess. Or what was the other like horror themed one that you go in with your friends and you're all suited up? What was the other one? Maybe that came out last year. I thought that was this year too. Wasn't that this year as well, or was that last year? Hang on. Lethal Company. When did Lethal Company come out? Maybe that was last year. I live in a time warp. Oh my god, was that October 23? Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Was Repo last year? Repo shut up. No way. Repo release. No, Repo was February of this year. But I'm blown away. I was like, well, maybe Lethal Company was last year. It was freaking 2023. Shut up. But anyway, so like Repo was earlier this year. So Peak kind of feels like it's got a little bit more recency bias more than anything. For example, if RV There Yet came out a little sooner, would that be here instead? I don't know. Dude, I live in a time warp for these things. I'm gonna go Peak. I want to throw Peak some love, but I feel like it's more representative of the genre than it itself actually being a great multiplayer game in the traditional sense. It was the first year to be classified as fringe. Yeah, I've only just recently been hearing that word go around. I've been hearing it here and there, and I feel like it's not a very nice term. But I get where it's coming from. Some games are a little bit more slop than others, but I do feel like it's a little bit rude. Best adaptation. Recognizing outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium. We got a Minecraft movie. We've got, by Legendary Pictures. We've got Devil May Cry by Studio Mer. I forgot they did this. We've got Splinter Cell Death Watch, which I didn't know they did, by Faust. We've got The Last of Us Season 2 by HBO, which I haven't seen because I don't have HBO. I've heard people love it though. And we've got Until Dawn by Screen Gems. I didn't know they did an Until Dawn adaptation. That game is basically begging to, you know, have an adaptation. The problem is that Until Dawn, because it has so many different choices you can make, you can't really represent making choices in like a movie or a show. Unless they do some timey warp stuff or something in the show. I don't know. I don't know if this is a movie or show. I don't know what this is. I feel like I don't know if what made Until Dawn so good would translate well to an adaptation. I don't know. You guys would have to tell me. I haven't seen it. You heard the Until Dawn wasn't good though? This is the question. Is it a good adaptation, but just a bad show because it really needs to be a game? That's the question there. It's kind of hard to say. They do time loops, Groundhog Day. Oh, they do. Okay. I was gonna say that's the only way to really represent it as a game, but they do that. That's cool. At least they tried. At least they tried then. As popular as Minecraft was, it was not the best adaptation. DMC gotta win this. Well, you're a DMC fan though, aren't you? You're biased. We're all biased. It was never gonna feel like the game. I've heard the most good things about The Last of Us, I think, right? Because basically The Last of Us, the game, is kind of like Death Stranding. It's basically a movie disguised as a game. The best parts of The Last of Us were the fact that people liked the story. So it's just like basically supposed to be a movie. I know the children, the youngins, the young folk really like the Minecraft movie. Was a Minecraft movie a good adaptation, though, of like actually playing the game, like existing and living in Minecraft? Like, or was it just reference? Because I still haven't gone and seen the movie myself, but people tell me that it's basically just Minecraft references the movie, not really being like in the Minecraft universe, if that makes sense. Oh, okay, you're not a Devil May Cry guy. You just know a couple of characters. Okay. I haven't seen this. The animation looks like it'd be kind of neat. A Splinter Cell movie or show would be sick. Does Splinter Cell still make games? I haven't played a Splinter Cell game since the PlayStation 2. I haven't played a Splinter Cell game in forever, like decades or whatever. Flint and Steel, the Nether. I'm gonna say probably The Last of Us, probably. I'm not a fan of the game, but it's begging to be a show instead of a game. So I feel like it's the better adaptation. Honestly. Most anticipated game. I'm gonna refuse to vote for Grand Theft Auto 6 because it's not coming out till next year, right? Well, I mean, I guess that's what anticipated means. They keep pushing back the release, so I feel like it's cheating. I was gonna say I'm not voting for it because it's cheating, but I guess it's anticipated. I guess it doesn't matter when it comes out. It's anticipated. I guess it doesn't matter. Recognizing an announced game that has demonstrably illustrated potential to push the game medium forward. 007 First Light. Where'd you come from? Who's by IO Interactive? I didn't know they were making a 007 game. I used to really love 007 games. I haven't played one in a long time. I was a big fan of Nightfire, From Russia with Love, Die Another Day. These are all old games at this point. I used to be a big fan of 007 games. It's been a while. GoldenEye was great. You don't really play as 007, but it's a 007 game. 007, dude. GoldenEye on the PlayStation 2, when you could run akimbo, guns in both hands, which was unusual at that time. That was not something you could do often in games. That was kind of, I don't want to say new, but it was kind of unheard of, at least in a 007 game. That was sick. It looks super cool, does it? Did we have a Jack Black command? Yeah, it was Steve. I think we had the Steve command. 007 First Light. I used to be big into them so long ago. But I haven't in a long time. Yeah, it's coming out in March. Coming up soon.
I'm not loving the odds.
No, I've had worse.
Well, in that case.
Well, what are we waiting for? No sign of 009.
We need to inform M.
No time. I'm going after him. Make him call off the attack.
Are you out of your mind?
You know, honestly, this might get me excited for 007 again.
Go to the security room, first floor.
And you are?
Rob Minkley.
He's with me.
Come on, Moneypenny. If I lose the trail, we'll never know who they're working for. Oi, you lads got
You know, it actually looks really good.
I'm not interrupting anything.
You're not. Damien, meet.
Bond. James Bond.
If 009 slips through our fingers, we're the last line of defense.
He doesn't look like any of the 007s that I'm used to. He doesn't look like, in my brain, what James Bond looks like.
Someone just tried to kill me.
Tell me
The game does. James Bond with like an Arkham Asylum style combat, and it would be so silly. You know what? I'm actually kind of hype about this.
Any sage advice?
Play nice.
Always.
Yeah, the song's a classic. Dun, 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 dun. Honestly, I'm kind of hype. Honestly, it took me until the Game Awards to know it was happening. It took me until the Game Awards to know it was happening, but I'm kind of hyped for. Is it the most anticipated game is going to be GTA 6. It's going to be GTA 6, but like I'm kind of actually I was kind of joking, but actually kind of for a 007 game, I think it looks pretty dope. And then we've also got Marvel's Wolverine, Resident Evil, Requiem, and The Witcher 4, CD Projekt Red. I'm kind of looking forward to. I never finished. I didn't do it for stream, so I don't know if you guys know this, but I have played The Witcher 3, but I never beat the darn thing. I never finished it. I don't know, halfway there. I got halfway through the game, and I don't know why it is, because I've tried to play that game so many times, and I get so far, and then for whatever reason, I'll like put it down, and then just not pick it up again. And then I'll come back and not have any idea what's going on. But I have played it. I just haven't beat it because I don't know why. It's good. I recommend The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3 is really good. I don't know why I've never beat the game. You expect me to be nominated? No, Mr. Bond. I expect you to win. There's no way it wins. There's no way it wins. Should we vote for it anyway? 100% Grand Theft Auto 6 wins. And it will absolutely sell more than any other game here. By far. But I can vote for it just for giggles. We'll vote for it. I'll give it a vote. I can't. It's not the most anticipated. I didn't even know it was happening, but we'll vote for it anyway. Just for the lulz. Just for the lulz. Content creator of the year for a streamer or content creator who has made an important and positive impact on the community in 2025. This is where I'm gonna not know anybody. Cadrol, Kaisenat, Moist Critical, Sakura Miko, and The Burnt Peanut. One of these, honestly, two of these things are not like the other. I've got a Peanut, and Sakura Miko's like a VTuber, I suppose. I don't know her. I don't know this one. Moist Critical, as I most famously know him for as the voice of Sonar in Dispatch. Kaisenat, I don't know anything that he does. He's like Twitch's like #1 streamer or something, but I don't actually watch Twitch stream. I don't know what he's doing. well regarded. I just don't know. Cadril, I've never heard of in my life. I've never heard of Cadril. I've never heard of the burnt peanut. I may have heard of Sakura Miko. I think her visage looks familiar. I think I've seen her somewhere, maybe in a clip or something. So maybe heard of, don't know anything about. Never heard of Cadril or the burnt peanut. They must be big. They've probably, it's the content creator of the year, so if they've had an important and positive impact, I'm sure they've done great things. I just don't know them. Charlie's your pick, but Kai definitely wins. Yeah, Kai Sanat's like the #1 guy on Twitch. But then again, Moist Critical, it depends on who's doing the voting, right? If it's more of a YouTube thing, if YouTube creators get the nod, maybe it'll go to Moist Critical. I don't know. I kind of doubt it. You're probably right. It'll probably be Kai Sanat. He does a bunch of events and things too, doesn't he? Probably. I'll probably vote for him, but I don't have a dog in the race here. I don't know what these folks are doing. The burnt peanut makes me uncomfortable. the picture makes me uncomfortable. I'll do it. I don't know. I don't follow those folks, so it could be anybody to me. It could be anybody. Best esports game for the game that has delivered the best overall esports experience to players, inclusive of tournaments, community support, and content updates, irrespective of genre or platform. Oh, he's made a bunch of streams with celebrities. I didn't see that part. I just saw John Cena and Chris Rock. I'm like, what are we talking about? So for esports game, we've got Counter-Strike 2, which is still kicking for some reason. It's still out. It's still doing. We got Dota 2. I guess that these are old. League of Legends by Riot still out. Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and Valorant by Riot. I've never heard of Mobile Legends Bang Bang. The picture looks like something you'd see like anywhere on a mobile game though, so I'm not familiar with that one. Best overall esports experience to players. I feel like it cannot be Dota or League of Legends. Aren't both of those games like absurdly famous for being insanely toxic? I think of these 5, my pick is going to go to Counter-Strike Source. Counter-Strike Source isn't here. It's Counter-Strike 2, the actual game. I'm gonna go probably Valorant for best esports game. I'm probably gonna go Valorant. It seems to be, in my very limited experience, it seems to have more of a positive community than what I hear from some of the others on average. I could be wrong. I don't actually play those games. I don't play competitive esports. Best esports athlete. The esports athlete judged to be the most outstanding for performance and conduct in 2025, irrespective of game. Yeah, I'm not in the esports scene, unfortunately, so I have no idea who any of these people are. We got Brock Sommerhalder. Oh, okay, I think they're like call signs and then their real names. We got Brock for Valorant. We got Chovy that plays League of Legends. Forsaken that plays Valorant. Kakeru that plays Street Fighter. Menard that plays Street Fighter. You can't call yourself Menard. I'm from the Midwest. You can't call it. Menard is your call sign? Is he sponsored by Menards? We got Zaiwu that plays Counter-Strike 2. For best esport, I voted for Valorant, so maybe I should pick a Valorant player. We got Brock or Forsaken. These are some cool looking look at this trophy. It's a cool trophy. This one looks kind of strange, like it's like wrapped up in a cloth or something, but this one looks dope. I know that's a trophy and not who you're voting for, but John Menard. I don't think he's the owner of Menards. He's vastly too young to be the owner of Menards. I don't know. Street Fighter people, we got Counter-Strike. This guy looks like he means business. The way he's wearing that headset too just makes me think he's working in IT. Like he looks like he's working in IT. This looks like the angle the photo's taken of like right at that like 45-degree angle or whatever with that zoom with that headset. This looks like a stock photo for like just like IT or something that you would see on like a college website, like work in IT or something. You know what I mean? It looks. It looks like a stock photo. It doesn't look like a real picture of a dude. You went with Kakaroo. He looks chill. That's good enough for me. I'll go with him too. I'll vote with you. I don't know anybody. Best esports team. Recognizing a specific esports team, not the full organization. Judge the most outstanding for performance and conduct in 2025. I like how they had to specify that. There must be some organization hate that I don't know about. Got Gen G for League of Legends, NRG for Valorant, Team Falcons for Dota 2, Team Liquid PH for Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and Team Vitality for Counter-Strike 2. I think I'm gonna go with... You've only heard of NRG? I haven't heard of any of these. I'll go NRG too, just because Valorant, why not? I don't know. I don't have a dog in the... Player's Voice! Round 3 out of 3. Which is your favorite game of the year? Player's Voice is a 100% fan-voted award across 3 rounds. I don't know what the... Votes cast for this round 0 out of 1. Oh. Round ends Wednesday 10th. Oh, I guess for like the last 3 weeks, I guess you could have been voting for this. And I didn't know. I did it now. Which is my favorite game of the year. Just period. Full-on favorite game of the year. Between Expedition 33, Dispatch, Genshin Impact, Silksong, Wuthering Waves. Ooh, this one's... If this is just my favorite of the year, not categories or whatever, my favorite, then the only 2 I realistically can vote for is between Expedition 33 or Dispatch. I have the most time spent in those 2 games. These are the 2 I have the most time in. I only did 1 stream on channel of Expedition 33. I beat the game of Dispatch on stream, but I have the most time in both these. You went Dispatch? I'm kind of torn. I really do like Dispatch. I really like Dispatch, but I like it for different reasons that I like Expedition 33. Expedition 33 is a lot more in-depth. There's a lot more game to it. There's a lot more strategy. There's a lot more, like, world building. There's a lot going on in Expedition 33 to love. Dispatch is short, sweet. I mean, I say short. It was like, what, like a dozen hours to play or whatever? Like, each chapter was like 2 hours long. There was like, what, 5 chapters, I think? It's short, sweet. The characters are fantastic. Different choices to make. I like Dispatch, but as far as a game goes, I think a game that I would actually like sink my teeth into and spend a lot of time in, it goes to Expedition 30. It just depends on what you're looking for in a game. What do you want in a game? Dispatch is the type of game that I would like to stream and play for the channel, because it doesn't take too long and I won't be doing like a multi-100-part series doing. Expedition 33 is the type of game that I would prefer to play offline myself. Ooh, this is hard. I gotta give it to Expedition 33. I thought about it a long time. I thought about it. That's really hard though. I like them both for very, very different reasons. And a lot for those reasons. I really, you know, gosh, that's hard. But I'm gonna have to go with Expedition 33 between those 2. That's my vote. Dispatch was close though. Dispatch was great. And submit. Vote submitted. Winner will be announced at the Game Awards. What does the share your votes take me to? What does that do? Pick one of your favorite. What is this? Download card. I don't think I need to do that because. Oh wait, what's submit vote do? Again, change my pick. Share your votes. Notify me when voting opens for each round. I think this is the last round, so I don't think I need to worry about that. So that is my votes. I don't need to share them. People can watch my stream if they really want to know my opinions. If they want to know my opinions, they can watch my picks. I did it. So we are going to stream. We're gonna stream the award show on Thursday. I'll have that posted very soon for you guys so that you can get notifications and see that when it happens live. We'll be streaming that at like 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, my actual usual streaming time. So tune in for that. Why is that broken again? Why is that? Hang on. I don't know why that keeps breaking. I don't know why. But anyway, that's gonna be it. Oh, look, my chat box for whatever reason is empty. Nothing in the chat box. Spam. That's gonna do it for my picks. That's gonna be what I voted for. I hope you guys enjoyed my stream and hanging out with me on a random Monday afternoon. I will have more streams scheduled out for the rest of the week very soon for y'all. I've got some stuff I gotta do today to get back on. I gotta go pour myself another mug of coffee. But that's all I have for you today. That's all I want to do. I wanted to go through my nominations for what I was gonna vote for. Empty, I know, right? It's empty. There's your empty. It only me. True that. Not a lot of folks, but it was also an unusual time for me to stream, and also I wanted to do this as a Monday show, and I didn't ever make the episode. So I wanted to do this. I'm busy tonight, so I'm like, oh, I'm going to stream just in the middle of the day, and let's see what happens. So we did have people come by though and chat and say hi, but it's the middle of the day, so maybe people couldn't stay very long, which is fine. That's gonna do it for me. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please hit that like button. And until next time, bye-bye. I guess having good night on the screen is kind of funny because it's like 3. I guess I could put a good night. I could be like bye-bye, like bye-bye. We can just make it say something out. Look at this. There, bye-bye. Put it in the darkness so you can kind of see it a little bit better.